He could be taken out. He first takes out the Snake War, so no more snakes. I mean, but all the scrolls are gone! Xeno's gone!
Just no more army, no more owls. He only has 3 scrolls.
Scroll steamroller.
So he has got the counter box now. Let's see how this goes.
If he can get there goes it!
Oh, he took it out!
Classic Metal counter snipes it!
See them tear now, they're getting mowed down here. They're even walking through the gas. It's too late. Deadbolt has the superior numbers at this moment. He's gonna mow down Xeno's wards. GG! Deadbolt is your champion for.
Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the January campaign. I am your host, Best Team Maker. Joining me on the mic is Valette Lee. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm looking forward to a great series.
Alright, so this is the double deck tournament. In this tournament, each player will be drafting 2 decks, and they'll only be using these 2 decks throughout the entire tournament. Not many people have entered, but the people who have shown some amazing games here. And just taking a look through the bracket, we see on the winner's side, we have Blowdeer versus Chip from Space, and Shinu versus Breepost. Now, a very interesting winner's bracket, very surprising too. Although not for Shinu. Shinu's like been a staple for the last few months, so it is pretty expected to see him up there. But Blowdeer,
It's more interesting players who are knocked down with Fox Saves and Suros are both looking quite strong coming into this tournament.
and then like Blowdeer, he's like the hidden boss of this tournament apparently. He's like been taking names, took an amazing set out of CJ. Yes, on Friday, which was really amazing to watch. I think the VOD is on PWG stream if you want to go check that out. In the meantime, in the losers bracket, we have, unfortunately, Josh had to step out for the time being, so Pixton will be moving on ahead in the bracket. But so our first match of the day is going to be Fox Saves versus CJ Ross, and this is not the matchup I would have expected to be seeing in the losers round when I first see this bracket without knowing any of the players, but. Man, these two now have to fight for elimination.
Yeah, looking at what the units they've chosen, we have Fox Saves going with Pigeon Snake repeated, while Suros is repeating Toad and Ferret.
Yep. And, you know, we see CJ do a fantastic job with the Ferret play, so he's going to definitely be showing that off today. He also has his signature Chameleons in the deck. I think I messed up making his deck because he has Chameleons repeated twice. That's my fault. Sorry guys, that's not CJ breaking rules, that's me being a bad person and not putting the right image there. The actual thing he's holding is, if I can bring that up, CJ's deck actually has...
Oh, that was my bad.
Did I see this wrong?
Yeah, that was my bad.
Oh, okay. Well, in any case, we do have this upcoming lobby battle. Here we go. On their way, CJ versus Insanitarium. Let's go into battle. Oops. Here we go. Let's see if we get that lobby up and running. Alright, CJ Ross versus Fox Saves here in the lobby right now. Just making sure that give them the signal to get going. Hold on. Where are you? Where is it? Where's my chat? There's my chat.
Okay, so we're going into the deck selection screen.
Alright. Here we go. Finally, we're going to see them get their decks up and ready to go. CJ versus versus Fox Saves here.
Fox Saves is not starting out with his mole deck, so we're not going to see any early shenanigans here.
No possibility for a mole rush. Although
you can still lizard 5-farm lizard shenanigans, but it's a little bit slower.
I mean, what you could do is like, force him to use his better deck against the moles and lose on purpose. So he has to use his like not as good deck against the thing he doesn't want to play with. You know, that's a thought.
You still have to win the games though, so
Yeah.
that's kind of admitting that one of your deck is not going to win, and you still have to win with that deck eventually. So I don't feel like that's the best strategy.
All right. Well, waiting for. I need to quickly check what CJ's was because I messed that up completely. So I'm dumb like that apparently. So waiting for it's the mines. Okay. Well, here we go. Game number 1 between CJ and Fox Saves. Who will be the first one to take the win here on game number 1 of the January campaign? In the south side, we have the Sanitarium in the red, and in the north, we have Fox Saves in the yellow.
Just scouting things out. This is an interesting map. It's definitely going to come down to who controls the high ground, which I'd say Fox Saves has a slight advantage if he takes one of the nearby mills, but it could be either way.
You know, CJ has some really weird options for mills. Like, he has one that's all the way out in the water, so it's like a pain to go to and protect. There's one far to his left a little bit that's safer to take, I would say, since it's out of the way. And then there's like one all the way to the south here, on like its own little corner of the world, surrounded by water and mountains.
Both players have balloons, so the height advantage might be negated, but you have to get the setup in order to be effective and be standing with your army around them. So it might be a bit restrictive.
Now we are going to see the 8 farm warns come out into place of both sides, taking this one really easy. Neither of the decks really going for that early aggression. So we're going to sit back and wait for them to build up their armies right now. So let me ask, how much do you think Foxes will have to worry about the explosions on CJ's deck?
Oh, you mean the owls, the vines, or the toads?
Everything. Like, what is he going to have to do against this kind of explosive deck that CJ is running?
Against his deck, I feel like you need a lot of snakes, just because if they can get past the owl, if you can have more or get past the owl mice, and you can deal with the owl, but it requires a lot of snakes and a lot of micro. And snakes won't be as damaged by toads as as lizards certainly have the potential to be. And I don't really see any other option for him right now, other than the toad swarm, which is kind of gimmicky.
Well, right now Fox is getting a healthy mix of all 3 of his tier 1 units on the field, with the bulk of them being the lizards. Meanwhile, the Sanitarium putting down his minefield in the middle of the map there on the high ground, while grabbing his own army of squirrels and toads. And a quick look at the graph. Fox
he's looking he's trying to bait Fox Saves into the mines.
Will he take that bait though? He probably is aware of what kind of deck CJ is running here based on some units that he is showing. So he should be playing this one a little bit carefully.
If he's done his research, he should know that there are mines in this deck.
Oh, there goes one mine. Doesn't have the big explosion that CJ would have wanted.
He goes for the mill in the river, which I'm not sure. Like, I would have gone for the northerner one.
Oh, okay. So Fox has actually got a lot of the toad damage dealt against his lizards, and half of the lizards were gone, and the squirrels were just basically cleaning up. The mines didn't blow up in the middle of that, so he still has the minefield at ready. CJ still needs to get his toads up, and now he's going to get a chameleon onto the field as well. In the meantime, Fox Saves still teching up, just building up his tier 1 army right now. Oh, he's trying to do something to that chameleon. What you doing, that chameleon, all the way over there?
He's trying to do, like, he's splitting up his army. I think he again wants the chameleon not to be hit by the toads.
Oh, Oh, he died in the middle of the battlefield, though. Foxsave is going to try to go in to try to take advantage of it. The problem is that there are too many mines there. They explode and scare away Foxsaves from this. So, Insanitarium, luckily saved from that unfortunate little accident there.
He even gets up a balloon.
Now, the good thing about what Foxsaves is doing is that he does have the mill all the way at the bottom of the map here. So, he is going to get some nice secret farm going on for his economy. And now it looks like Foxsave will be putting up his own balloon here. And CJ just trying to use his singular toad to dance around, but unfortunately gets picked off. And here we go, CJ trying to make his way in. He wants to get rid of that balloon before it goes out, and it's down! His chameleons make short work of it. He runs away, trying to invade the rest of the army into the mines, and he succeeds! The toad explosions go off, and the chameleon still goes down! Not enough units on CJ's side to actually clean up, so both sides licking their wounds will return to their bases.
Well, Foxsaves has been particularly sneaky. He has snuck an expansion that both of us mixed, and I'm sure Zeros doesn't know is there in the far south.
So, CJ just waiting for his army to come back right now. He has to be a little bit careful as Foxsaves is still gathering his units. He is closer to his own base, so if he gets his reinforcements faster, here come the toad explosions. Once again, the chameleon gets taken down immediately by the explosions, cleaned up by the lizards. And now the squirrels trying to do their best to pick them off. The lizards being very preoccupied with the balloon, but now they're gone, and CJ is losing too many units to the point the mines aren't doing enough. There are 2 lizards still on the field, and CJ quickly trying to get his lizards back into the middle of it, but Fox is getting too many reserves coming into the party, and now they're going to focus their attention onto the mill right now, taking out one farm, and now they're going to go straight from the mill itself. In the meantime, CJ just trying to hit things off on the sidelines, but the toad kills off one of the squirrels, and that's going to be GG.
Yeah. That base in the far south that we missed, I think, was just enough to keep Foxsaves going, and it looked like Zero's had it, or Chris had it for the longest period. But even looking at the army value graph, it's Foxsaves is not in favor till the very last minute.
He just got a sudden boom to his army and just immediately outnumbered CJ, and CJ was so concerned about working on the middle of the map that he just forgot to look at what Foxsaves was doing on outside of his own base. Alright, so now game number 2, Foxsaves in this format will be forced to use his second deck for the rest of this match. So CG does have a bit of an advantage in that he knows what Foxsaves' next deck is going to be, so he could use his chance to take advantage of it. Here we go, game number 2, CJ versus Foxsaves, and their bases pretty close to each other actually, which is actually
this doesn't look like a lizard map or a mole rushing map, so
I mean you could still do a mole rush map. There's plenty of space in front of CJ's initial base to pull it off, but they're so close to each other that if CJ has units on the field, that he can easily punish Foxsaves. The good thing is Foxsaves is on a high ground, so it is somewhat defendable there for his initial base. And he does have some easy access to expansions in the meantime. Sanitarium's going to have to go a little bit out of his ways if he wants to go get it. And he is putting down the early Lizard Warren just in case a mole rush is on its way. The double Lizard Warren, so he is like super prepared.
Not sure. I think this is a commitment. I don't think this is a just in case play.
Try and go for those early warrens, and Foxsave is going to respond with his own early warrens as well. Both of them at the 5 farm marker. So probably some of the earliest timings that we'll see here. He even gets a machine gun nest out in the field as well. So he is ready to defend just in case. And right now, this means that both farm, their economy gains will still be pretty equal, so no one really gets a huge advantage out of this. And if you take a look at their food right now, they're basically at the same number. In the meantime,
Heroes is going to be ahead on the economy just because of that machine gun nest, and if he attacks, yeah, he swoops down below the machine gun.
Alright, here we go, trying to see how many farms he can take out this lizard. Takes out one and gets away. Half the lizard's gone, about an equal trade there for CJ.
Foxsaves is going to have to sell that MG nest if he wants to keep up in the econ.
Yeah, I really like how CJ's approaching the machine gun nest. He's looking at the position of the machine gun nest and just moving his units away from it completely, making it.
If he had noticed that Foxsaves just killed at that moment, but Zeros didn't see it. Been a great time to attack.
Alright, in the meantime, CJ still building up his own economy right now, finally at the 8 farm marker. Same with Foxaves, building up his own army with the squirrels. Now, what do you think about toads against squirrels with the lizards? Do you think
that toads against squirrels, if they can connect, they'll be devastating. Toads are great against any tier 1. And lizards will be able to allow the toads to get into place, but he sold it, so
yeah,
I guess
that's going to be a non-factor. Going straight for the Falcons. I'm curious as to why he decided to go straight Falcons at this point. I mean, Foxage's composition doesn't really lend itself to needing Falcons quite yet. Meantime,
Chris is expanding, and it looks like Foxaves will scout it.
And both sides getting their expansions right there, although Foxaves will have information on where CJ has his expansion. And in the meantime, CJ has his own army building up, 15 lizards almost at the ready, along with a contingent of Falcons. And they're actually streaming their way over in this direction right there. And Sanitarium parks them behind that mill in front of Foxave's base. Possibly in case he wants to go for an attack, but attacking into high ground, not the best thing.
Foxaves has invested in his economy again, just like last game. And I'm not sure if Chris has scouted this. You may think he has the advantage long game.
There's a little hidden farm here on the bottom. Hidden by the trees, so it's a little bit hard to see. Meanwhile, Sanitarium trying to make his move right now, getting his units onto the high ground, scouting around. And it looks like he
attacks now.
Foxaves is not here right now to help defend, and he's going to be tearing down each and every single one of these squirrels here. The machine gun nest also going to go down here. These lizards and falcons are making short work of Foxave's base, and Sanitarium does get the mole kill onto the other base, but it may be a little bit too late because CJ has a giant army, and now they may march their way. They're going to first take out as many warrens as they can here.
The moles are marching back.
Alright, here we go, the Falcons. Nothing really going to punish the Falcons right now. And more reinforcements of the lizards are making their way forward here. One by one, Foxave's units are being cut down to pieces. In the meantime, Foxave's trying to reinforce his bottom farm with machine gun nests. He has 3 machine gun nests against the water here, and CJ has his army planted on the other side of the river.
He's not getting through this.
Now the ferret's coming out here. It's going to poke at the machine gun nests. Oh, that's game. He's going to call it GG. And with that, both sides have tied up the score. Foxaves, unfortunately, will be forced to still use the same deck, while CJ has the chance to use a different deck. His other deck that he used in the first game, so he has the surprise factor here.
Well, they should know what
not
deck
the surprise factor, but he knows what to expect. He knows what he's up against. Alright. Just waiting for them to get their loadouts ready. Unfortunately, there's a slight bug in which if you exit while they already went to the draft phase, you unfortunately don't get to see the draft. So yeah, sorry guys. But you guys know what the draft are. This is double deck format. All the decks have been decided beforehand. And Sanitarium versus Foxaves here. And Sanitarium to the south side, Foxaves to the north. Once again, Foxaves is gonna have to use mole board deck. It's gonna have to think about using his money a little bit more wisely this time. Now, take a quick look around this map. This is a pretty interesting map. That middle ground and high ground mill is going to be a very important mill to capture for either side.
And it looks like it'll be slightly easier for Chris to get that because it's just slightly close. Oh, and we're going for a mole rush here.
Oh yeah, here it is. Although, Insanitarium does have units on the field already. He is also going to put on some mines, trying to distract a bit of the moles here. And Foxy, he's going for this like interestingly desperate play. He's going to try to get the squirrel to do some damage. The moles will kill off the warren, however, so CJ only has nothing. Oh, did they just kill the squirrel? This looks like it'll be
successful. An early warren is not good enough against moles, it appears.
Uh-oh. We seem to have some connection area. There we go. The Mole is just tearing down the Warrens that he's trying to build.
And he's,
Oh!
he doesn't need to go for the jugular yet. He's content to do his damage and back out. But wait, I don't know, he's building squirrels now.
In the meantime, Fox is going to build his own squirrel army. He still has 2 moles at the ready to go back just in case. Now the Mole Rush, not exactly the kill that we expected to see, but it did dent a huge amount in the Sanitarium's own economy. 2 farms gone, Warren's gone, units gone.
They are still even in farms, however.
Yep.
Fox is electing not to sell the moles. Instead, it looks like he's going to be attacking again after a short regroup.
I mean, the Moles they're a pretty sturdy unit to have in any case right now. 3 attack, 20 HP, I'll take that unit pretty darn nicely. And Fox saves, he's looking for the kill right now. He's going to come in with his army. CJ has only 1 Warner Squirrel is currently up at the ready right now. Will this be enough to defend? Right now, both pigs and squirrels trying to fight for their lives right now. The moles are dead, but the mill is ticking down, and that's game! Fox Saves did it with a very staggered mole rush, but he did it. Taking the win over CJ.
Very good play. That's pretty much the case of playing the deck of, if there's not a machine gun turret, you do have that timing where you can attack before they have an ability to defend against. If you go off of 2 moles instead of 3.
Alright, so good plays indeed for Fox Saves. He will be moving on to the next round. He'll be joining Pixton there in the 5th place matchups. Let me see if we just update this bracket real quickly here. Real quick, like. There we go. Oops. Submit scores. Here we go. Fox Saves moving on to the next round. We'll be taking a quick 5-minute break, folks. We will be right back here for some more Clash of Comrades action, double deck format. Stay tuned, guys. We will be right back. ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Clash of Comrades here for the nice quick break. We have Bloateer versus Chip from Space at the ready for you guys.
So this is from the winner's bracket?
This is on the winner's bracket side. So they have a little bit more leeway in how well they do here. They'll have at least one more match in the loser's bracket, or the other one will be moving on to the winner's finals and have a chance to go to the grand finals. So here we
they're both going with very similar decks.
Alright, let's see how this works out. It's going to be game number 1 between Bloateer and Chip from Space in the winner's side of the bracket here. So you were saying, what were you saying about their decks?
There's very few units difference, just the skunk versus the falcon.
How do you think that'll work out?
And the lizard and squirrel.
Because like both of these decks seem to be very attuned to late game, just because the way that their composition works. So if it ever gets that area, who wins out? Like what's going to be a determining factor?
The determining factor will be if the falcons can overcome the balloons or not, or whether the skunks can just defeat the lizards in time. Whichever one of those. Because falcons are, I dare say, are quite a good unit. However, they're pretty hard countered by a sniping unit.
Alright.
But.
Alright. Well, in that case, currently, Chip, if he's going to put down his first warn, Bloateer will respond with his own losers as well, so both of them just getting the units onto the field. And both of them have some pretty easy access to expansion, so we could be seeing a pretty long game for this one. You have the expansions like really close to Chip, these 3 mills right here. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, Bloateer has a nice high ground mill right here, and the one in the middle that he could probably contest against Chip, since the entrance to that mill is open toward Bloateer's side rather than Chip's side, so Chip would have to make an effort to keep an eye on that mill.
Bloateer definitely has the quote-unquote lesser side. However, he does have lizards, so it should be easier for him to push in.
He also has the road too, so he can just.
Well, the road between the two definitely cuts the map in a third or to 2/3 the size, and there is the southern half of the map is just completely blocked off.
Yep, and that road, for those who don't know, the road terrain allows units to move quickly across it, giving it a nice slight speed boost when moving across the road. So, especially great for getting the lizards across the field when needed too.
They're both massing tier 1s at the moment, so it'll probably come down to toad hits. And
Bloateer also going to be bringing his falcons into play right now as Chip bulks up in his toad counts right there. So this could be a little scary for Bloateer. If the toads actually kill off his lizards faster, he can kill off the squirrels, then his falcons are essentially left open to attack.
But at this size of, he's going up to 12 toads. That's quite a lot.
That's not the number of toads you want to face,
Yeah, that's definitely enough to deal with the lizards.
Like you see a toad peering over the edge, and you're like, "Oh, hey, it's like a toad. All right, I can deal with that." And you just see all of a sudden the sky is blanketed with toads, and you realize that you are doomed.
Someone needs to make a gif of just like toads hopping towards. It's like
chasing after
the wave of locusts, just like.
Oh man, can you imagine like if they get their wolves out, wolf buff toads?
It's like,
just chasing after. Oh,
those toads will hit the target.
Chip gonna bring his army on the roadway there, and he's gonna try to pressure Bloateer right now. He has a giant toad army, and Bloateer, he has to be very careful.
He only has 2 falcons.
The lizards are cut in half. Their numbers just got slaughtered.
There's no lizards left.
Get the falcons away, Bloateer. Oh, there's so many.
They're strong, but they're not that strong.
There are too many things on the field for Bloateer to handle. Luckily, Chip, he is gonna have to escape for the time being. He loses a good number of units, but Bloateer is unfortunately supply blocked with the number of units that he lost.
So the disadvantage of making your entire army toads is when they go off, you are also at equal army as your opponent. So all that food that he put into Toads, he could have probably gotten away with just 6.
Alright,
And
well,
had
Chip
more squirrels.
looks like he's thinking about... No, he's not going to grab an expansion. He's going to go for another attack. And Bloater's like, you're trying to run back to his base in time. Like, oh god, oh gosh.
Last
Gotta get my
time he had
units
3
out.
Falcons. Now he has 2.
Here we go.
So I
Right
did-
now, the Toad
Oh,
explosion's going off again. The Toads keep streaming in one after another.
He's trying to slowly, like, micro with the lizards, and he does a
Oh,
little
no,
bit
the
better
Falcons are
job,
gone.
but there's still 12 Toads. As good as your micro is, if you engage, you will lose the lizards. But he's also gotten up to 6 Toads, and it seems to have paid off. However, that one farm that was sniped was one of the ones that was built later, so he's down in farms.
And unfortunately, both sides, we are at that point at the 5-minute marker. Your first 4 farms will die off. So, Chip, he has the money to go straight into a mill. He actually sold off two of his warrens in order to get that mill. He also has a balloon on the way as well. And Chip, he's looking to see if he can out-economize against Blowdeer. Although, this could give a chance for Bloater to recover, although Chip does not want to give that chance. His Toad army going once again into the fray, trying to chase down Bloater's army, and the lizards are doing the best to run away. The Falcon gets chipped down once again. Bloater only has a Falcon right now on the field here, and he has to be very careful. Well, not anymore.
He loses it.
And it's gone. The mill is gone as well. Bloater, only 2 farms left. He has no units on the field because he's supply blocked. He needs to start selling off warrants. No, he's going to call it. That's the game for Chip from space. He'll take game number 1. What a play from Chip. Just massing up all those Toads, and Bloater just could not respond in time and kept trying to take those engagements. I mean, do you think it could have gone a different way?
There wasn't much that, like, he had to have either teched into Falcons sooner or not teched into Falcons, and a weird counter to Toads is Toads, and it's like a...
Right? Just like get the Toads to explode on each other, and then all of a sudden you don't have to worry about
So
Toads
if he
anymore.
got one gotten more Toads or 2 gotten more Falcons, but like there's not much leeway in that. You kind of just are hoping that, like, when you trade Toad for Toad, that then when it's all said and done you have equal army. But Chip was massing lizards as well, or squirrels as well, so it wasn't quite as cut and dry as, oh, it's an even trade.
Alright, now Chip is up ahead. He will have to use his second deck for the rest of the match. And Blowdeer, it looks like he's going to be sticking with the same deck.
Well, he has to win with the deck at least once to win the game.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to use it. Although, again, Chip still has Toads in play, so he could just go for mass Toad strategy once again. That's always a possibility for Chip. Sadly, we didn't get to see the Wolf come out and play, but Chip wanted to end it before that happened, and right now both sides on some very interesting bases here. Both very heavily defended high ground bases. Although it looks like Blowdeer is unfortunately stuck in the corner with only one entrance, so he can be easily contained if he's not careful. Looks like he's gonna see if he can like grab a mill later on for just in case he needs to escape out of that corner.
Chip is the first to place lizards before his 8th farm, so he could start making a map play. However, it'll be...
You know, also,
close.
Chip's position is that he's also stuck in a corner as well with only one entrance. The only difference is that he actually has a very, very safe mill to go to if he's ever in that position. So he's never really in real danger of losing economy. Yeah, the lizards are now on the field. And Chip just making sure he gets his units on the field. Both sides going with 9 lizards. Like, huh, you're doing the same thing that I'm doing.
He will be the first to place his Toads. And it's Chip.
I mean, you think Blowdeer would probably go into Toads after seeing the lizard army, but I guess he just wants to see if he can get the lizards first. What is he waiting for, actually? Oh, now he's gonna get the Toads. He's putting the Toads out very far front, so it looks like he wants to try to get the reinforcements of Toads fast, as quickly as possible if needed.
Yeah, neither side is looking to engage right now, which is probably the right play, given the high ground.
So Blowdeer is looking to slowly encroach onto the map right there. He's going to be grabbing that mill right outside his base. And if Chip doesn't catch this, he can actually go for some nice quick farm to boost up his army. In the meantime,
Chip goes for the safe.
Yeah, he's going to grab an expansion behind him, so he has a safe expansion, some safe farms for him. So Blowdeer's going to have to be careful whenever Chip attacks, because that could mean he could lose a mill out if he loses. Good news though, he is buffing up his army right now, getting up to 18 lizards for the total count, 12 on the field currently. And
They
also,
both have six toads.
both sides just being very aware of the toad game. Like, whoever loses their toads first and doesn't get as many explosions off will be in danger. Although Chip, he's looking to make an attack here. He has his lizard player though. He backs off. He sees the toads. Doesn't want to engage with it quite yet.
Just gonna econ up for the time being.
Right now, both sides just try and get their numbers up. Blowdeer currently ahead in terms of raw numbers, as Chip has invested into a machine gun nest in a very... He put his machine gun nest in the middle of his warrens, which is an interesting position to put them in. Although he is spending a lot of his money on getting more farms up. Same with Blowdeer actually, so both sides going for that long econ game. And if Blowdeer does get that wolf out, it will be pretty dangerous for Chip to actually attack into it. And Blowdeer can just balloon up his economy really fast with a wolf.
This does not seem like a fox game, is what.
Yeah.
Against some ass lizard, it's not. It's probably the biggest counter you can see.
There's not much room for the fox to maneuver either. I mean, the one thing he could try to go for is to snipe the back farm if he gets a falcon with it to provide some vision. But that's really the only play I can think of to do with the fox at this point. He is going to be putting down his falcons though, so both sides just pretty
both
much
sides recognize
up
what
with
the
each
next.
other.
They both have about the same deck.
Oh, they're trying to put a balloon down, but Chip spots it immediately, so he's going to prevent it from going. Here we
Oh,
go!
we haven't-
Our first engagement of the day, the toad explosion's going off on both sides right now.
Chip is able to get his toads to connect with Blowdeer's toads, but they're equal on lizards, so just back off.
Chip is slightly ahead in army value, but just ahead. So both sides at that point.
Blowdeer has expanded though, so he has a better potential to go late, and he's getting more falcons, while Chip is returning to his old ways of massing toad.
Right now, both sides though, they both went up to 3 falcon wards. And right now, Blowdeer trying to get a balloon down onto the field.
It's definitely the correct play to go into falcons, and Blowdeer just trying to secure his second expand.
You know, if Chip can put a balloon on the edge of his high ground, it could actually help in getting the vision against Blowdeer, you know.
Well, Chip doesn't have balloons, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. He has machine gun nest. Whoops. Well, in the meantime, the Falcons do snipe out one of the farms, so Chip is going to be down a farm for a little bit. Nothing too much.
He's trying to attack around the balloon.
Yeah, right now the Fox
right around
the Wolf Ward
Wolf
also
Ward.
in play. Chip wants to get rid of this as quickly as possible. Try to win the engagement. Unfortunately,
But
he loses
Blowdeer
out this
has
one
more
here.
Falcons.
He loses all his tier 1s. He only has the Falcons if he's trying to retreat. His Toads are quickly recouping, however. So he does get the reinforcement. Chip does lose that engagement pretty badly there. The tilt explosions were just right. And not the huge number of Toads actually kind of became a liability.
Well, considering that Blowdeer had, rather than getting more Toads, it got his Falcons out sooner. It definitely put a lot more definitely helped him out there.
Also out
And
on
now
the
he's
field
got
right now.
ferrets.
Chip has to be very careful. He is going to lose some more numbers here as the warrants are going to be ticked down one by one. Both ferrets now in play here. And this is the danger zone for Chip right now. He is now literally contained in that little corner now.
Blowdeer should just get that mill and start placing balloons and closer.
That
Laddering
mill is gonna be
up.
gone very soon. There's nothing that Chip can do to stop it. And yes, he does grab that mill. So Chip is 100% contained in this little corner here. And you know, Bloater, he's just moving his way with the ferrets, slowly but surely wearing down Chip's army.
Okay, here come the lizards.
They do take out one of the ferrets. Bloater wasn't fast enough to get them away. Be very careful here. Bloater is going to bring his falcons here up to the front lines, bring the rest of his units behind them. He's just waiting for Chip to attack into him right there, and there we go. Chip is going to go first, but his lizards go first instead of the toads. So the toads do huge amounts of damage to the lizard army, and now he has nothing left but the falcons in the sky. Not even falcons anymore. That's game. Bloater will be taking game number 2. That was some
very even game.
Yeah. It was
just the slight choice of getting the Falcon Warren earlier than going Mass Toad, I think, allowed him to win that fight, and that was such a minor decision.
At that point, it became a tempo problem for Chip. Just didn't have enough manpower on the field fast enough compared to Bloater, and then Bloater just comfortably got ferrets, pressured Chip away from it, and from then on, it was over for Chip. He tried to go for one disparate attack, but it didn't work out. Let's see if this one will work out. It's going to be game number 3. Bloater versus Chip from space. Bloater in the west side, as Chip will be in the north side of the map.
Shouldn't Chip have falcons instead of skunk?
He should. Let me let him know that. Hold on 1 second.
Let's hope this is the game he messed up and not the previous one where he just fought out.
Yeah, I need... Okay, he's realizing it, so we're just gonna rebuild the lobby here.
In the meantime, they're saying my mic is a little too loud. If you could...
Yeah, I adjusted your volume already from when you last said it. So, hopefully... Sound balance in Discord is weird. I can't wait for Discord to get better servers.
Yeah, I reduced both of my mic volumes on Discord to 25%, and it did absolutely nothing.
Well, here we go again. Making sure that this time Chip is using the deck he's supposed to be using. You know, there's a more info button here on the main menu, and it doesn't do anything. You know, I'm clicking on it, it's nothing.
I think that means they're already in the army select, I guess. It's my that's my guess on what's happening.
All right, CJ, you forgot your build. Not CJ, Chip. Yeah. Alright, Chip trying to remember what his build was. Like, what did I use in that last game again?
It happens to all of us in the heat of the moment, but I feel like if it starts to happen more often, we're going to have to do something. But for now, it's fine.
Here we go into the real game number 3. Bloater in the west side, Chip in the east. Bit better map, although Bloater doesn't have that many close expansion for. He does have a nice expansion to the south that's on high ground. Although Chip has arguably more numbers of farms to get. Now,
if this just goes to one expand game, it should be fine. But seeing that artillery, this doesn't feel like the map for an artillery on Bloater's side.
So this is the kind of deck that Shinu will probably use in terms of structure contained. Because he wants to probably get his mass tier 1s out to control the field, and when he's able to control part of a field, he'll put down as many mines and structures as he can, and try to bait the opponent into attacking into it. The question is, does he have a reliable way to take care of toads? because Bloater went for a triple tier 1 combination, but no toads in his deck at all. And nothing really AoE other than artillery.
I feel if you have a balance of lizard and squirrel, you're generally pretty well off against toad. Not because either of those units are particularly good against toad, but because they just naturally tend to split up slightly because of their speed difference. And
Alright.
if you have 6 lizards and they tank for the 12 squirrels, you're pretty happy with that.
Alright, now Chip getting his early lizard warrens down. Bloater also has this as well. The Chip has more numbers currently on the field.
He's going to scout this attack. No, he doesn't. And he's
actually too far away. He's going to see how many farms he can take out.
He quickly throws back, but he's lost one.
Alright, CJ running away. 2 lizards gone. 2 lizards for a farm. He'll take that any day. So try to set back Bloater's tempo a little bit. He might.
And when you're ahead on tempo, I feel like that's when you can start massing toad.
Alright,
Suddenly,
now, Chip has to be careful. Bloater going in for an attack himself, seeing if he can take out a farm as well. Although his lizards get surrounded immediately, no farm taken away, and Bloater loses almost all of his lizards in that engagement. And now Chip is actually going to chase after him, see if he can punish him hard. It looks like he is going to be able to get some reinforcements onto the field there, but unfortunately Bloater was not able to kill the farm off. And Chip is just right outside his door here. Arguably larger numbers right now, though he is, again, himself going to have to back off. Too many lizards to defend. The pigs as well, adding some fire to the ammunition. So, both sides just backing up for the time being. In the meantime, Bloater, he's going to go for it again. He wants this farm so badly, although he's going to get chased off once again, losing a few lizards in the process. So, both sides, what a very prolonged battle there. Both sides just chasing after each other.
That looks like it's almost in range if you sit on the high ground with squirrels.
I mean, what's even more hilarious is the fact that there's like a road between them that they're constantly using, like this road path. It's quite hilarious.
There's actually 2.
I know. It's like one to the top. There's one to the bottom here. It's like traffic. It's like, you know, I don't know how to say it. This is a very highly populated road here. And
well, Chip is always for each of his attacks, or I guess he's only done one, but has used the top road and looks like he's going to do the same again, whereas Bloater has only used the bottom road.
Chip, though, he has built up his toads finally, so 6 toads at the ready. Bloater also having his own other tier 1s on the field. 3 warrens of squirrels and the warren of pigeons at the ready. He also put down a mine somewhere. He put it down on the high ground here, but it's not exactly on the road.
Looks like he's starting to try to look to expand and wants to start defending there. Although it would make a lot more sense to place it on the road if you're not looking to expand into those 2 south base.
The first to expand, though, will be Chip. He'll be taking the one right next to his base. In the meantime, Bloater think about where he wants to expand to. It looks like grabbing his own army, trying to bring that tier 1 army count upwards. Sheer army size, Bloater does have the advantage right now. Although Chip, he's going to be focusing on farming right now. He knows Bloater isn't going to attack quite yet. And he does have a large number of toads, and toads are, if there's any unit that can equalize the battlefield, it's the toads. Oh, he's gonna bring that army here right now.
Oh, and he's bringing them into a choke point. That's he split them up.
Oh, he's actually going for the mine. Some of the lids get some explosions.
One mine is enough to scare him off.
Yep. And right now, Bloater trying to attack from the north side here. He wants to get this expansion, but Chip is already here with the defense right now, and Bloater going to run away from this battle as quickly as possible. He's losing too many lizards in the process. Chip, gonna back up for now.
Misses the mine.
Oh no, some squirrels are straggling out, unfortunately, so they're gonna be caught out in this game. And right now, Bloater just trying to desperately make sure he doesn't lose too many units at this point. Chip still has his farms. He has 12 farms currently up. Bloater only on 7. But Chip looking to just surge on ahead with his economy game.
Well, it's 7 farming, or 8 farms on Chip's side to only 4 on Bloater, so it's even worse than it looks.
Oh yeah. We're just looking at the numbers here, but the farms aren't even done building yet. They haven't gotten their money out for them. And now Chip just getting even more lizards. He knows that Bloater does not have an AoE unit. This is probably one of the safest times to just massive lizards. And this road here, this map, is just working out so well for Chip, just because it allows him to get his units so fast across the map. And Bloater, he's going to try to turtle up as quickly as possible. He has the mines on the field. And Chip, he's also going to reinforce his own side of the map with the machine gun nests. One on the high ground and one on the road.
This is also particularly bad because of the units that can deal with artilleries. Falcon and Lizard are up there as some of the best. Oh, and he's taking out.
Chip. He's just going to try to take out as many warrants as he can. He sees the army coming back and just gets out. Just classic
That's
Lizard play.
He's lost. That's 4 warrants, at least.
And right now, Chip, he has a massive army right now. 27 lizards, 21 toads gonna be on their way very soon. They're still building up right now, but that is a scary number. Oh gosh, here we go. A massive lizard arm making their way across. He's not going forward. He just ignores this completely. He does fall into some mines, however, so he does lose some numbers. Gonna have to back off for the time being. So Bloater, keeping it safe with his mines. There's only so many mines you can build because Chip's
I feel like Chip was deliberately minesweeping there, where he's like, it's gonna be a while before my toads are up. I could lose 5 or 7 lizards and still have the full army at the same time.
Bloater trying to think of attacking with his lizard right now, but there's so many toads on the field. They're like covering the farm completely, so if the lizards decide to attack it, they're gonna meet a very explosive end here.
He's also splitting his army in half doing that. He's only attacking with half his strength against Chip's full if he does that.
Now the machine gun nest.
Both players have expanded, but Bloater is a little bit faster. He's going to need to get his artillery up soon if he wants to have a chance against this swarm.
And he also needs to put it in the right position too. Like, I mean, because it's a powerful structure, yes, but if you don't put it in the right position, Chip can just completely ignore that artillery and not have to worry about it. So, scary times for Bloater here. This is not an elimination match, but it's still a very big match for both of these players. I mean, both these players are very new to the scene. It's amazing to see them play this way. It's just so fun to watch them play. And right now, both sides just gearing up for the big one here. 36, 12 warrens of lizards at the ready for Chip. 7 warrens of toads. This is a gigantic army.
It's going up to 13 warrens of lizard.
Hilariously, both sides have an equal army count because Bloater has 30 squirrels on the field, although, unfortunately, a good number of them are orphaned because of that earlier attack from Chip. So,
yeah, I feel like he needs to just run his armies in and have them both destroy each other, and then, well, they're on equal farms, but...
Mine's going out from both sides. Bloater trying to use this opportunity to attack. I hope my computer can hold here. There's so many units on the field right now. I hope no one crashes accidentally.
Yeah, that might be.
That could be a possibility. Okay, right now here, streaming his lizard in, going for a bit of a sweep here with the mine, just making sure they explode before the battle actually starts. So this is I'm a little worried about for Bloater's economy in that he doesn't have as many safe ones to get as Chip. Chip still has one more mill that he can get up to the north side of the map.
He might be able to secure that last one with an artillery, but he would probably need 2.
Right now, just more.
So he's gonna take. It looks like he's gonna start trying to do that.
Yeah, he will take out the machine gun that's on the high ground, so there is some room for him to get that mill if he wants to get it. But it is awfully dangerously close to Chip's reinforcements.
Chip's just gonna replace it with a machine gun nest.
Oh, the ferret is out there, so the machine gun nest might be rendered useless, especially with the fusion vision. Yep, it's gone. He's gonna have to.
The ferret is not. Of all the tier 2s to be the only one to take, you don't want it to be a ferret against Chip's army right now.
Just a field of green. Luckily, Bloater has been able to balloon up his number of squirrels. So far, he has 27 squirrels worth of warrens. Still some numbered orphans, but he hasn't really used them in combat, so it's still a big big number to his army. They think, oh my god,
we're finally
getting here we go! Computer crashes everybody! Let's go for it! Explosions going up everywhere! But Chip, he is just pushing on forward, and Bloater is pushed away. The toads just go after the squirrels like no one, and they're gone too. And Chip is just gonna go after the bottom expansion with the full farms. And right now, he's trying to do his best to defend. Bloater has his ferrets up, but the mill is gone already. Chip still has 19 lizards on the field. Toads are streaming and left and right. He has to be very careful about where they come from. Chip is going to get away from this engagement. But man, that is a huge number of lizards. Right now, Bloodier, he wants to go on the attack right now. He has the ferret and pigeons at play.
He has to have a successful attack to have a chance now, and he's not willing to go.
Problem is, he's starving right now. He has no more farm. He needs to grab the mill once again. He's selling off some warrens to build that mill. It should be able to build in time, but Chip looking to try to keep him busy right there. He still has a big army behind him. He is slightly supply blocked, but his farm is slowly allowing him to get those numbers back up very soon. My gosh, that's... I think this is the most number of units we've seen ever in competitive matches. Like, holy...
Yeah, usually players are content to poke and press their advantage.
Chip trying to get his toads out on the field, separating
Chip is content to wait for grand fireworks.
He's got Katy Perry on the mind. Right now, Blowdeer, he has to sell off some ferrets to get some tier 1s on the field. He needs a bulk in order to defend against Chip, but
Chip expands again.
He has the luxury to expand. There's nothing Blowdeer can do to stop him. Blowdeer has to get that mill just out of sheer survival needs, but Chip, he can do whatever he wants at this point.
Like, he should just get the fox and have some fun if if he really wants to wait it out. Like, this is the time.
I'm just zooming out just to see how big that army is, because that is a gigantic army that Chip has under his belt. And Blowdeer trying his best. He's putting the mines back onto the field, but he only is on 2 farms, so using the mines is a big cost. He does get them up safely. The ferret's poking out at Chip's army. Chip doesn't want to lose any units to some random shots. He's gonna go in right now. He's gonna cheer.
Oh, 8 and 1 mine's enough to scare him back again.
Yeah, he's playing very carefully. He does not want to lose his army to the mines, but man, he's gathering his toad to the backside here so he can use them for a surprise attack later. Just look how well this quartermaster player has organized her army. Like, this is the dream of quartermasters everywhere, just to get your army that organized. Look at them, just file in rank right there, that perfect square.
Now you
well, this
lizard again.
He's also going to continue to decrease the number of numbers that Blowdeer has, takes out the mill as well. Blowdeer can't do anything about this, so his only response is to build more, I guess.
Yeah, the toads just stay exactly where they were in formation. Like,
this is just...
oh, look at there. See the spiral.
I know, this is amazing. This is so amazing, and right now Blowdeer just trying to find some sort of avenue to fight. He's trying to put mines all over the place. He finally does grab that mill that on the bottom right across from Chip's initial base, so he's still somewhat safe, but oh my god. Chip, you're gonna break the... I don't think the army count numbers can support 3 digits. Is that a thing? Oh, okay, he's gonna go for it. Some mine's gonna be exploded, but it's not gonna matter too much for Chip. That mill is gone. It just disappeared off the face of the earth. Now Chip gonna attack from behind. This is not the attack that Blowdeer wanted to get. And then Toads coming in for the front side. He's trapped on both sides right now, flanked by lizards and Toads. Split. Oh no! The split worked for Chip.
Surrounded.
And that's game. Chip moves on to the finals against Blowdeer.
Either wing could have won, but it was definitely a grand style to go out in.
Oh my gosh, that was something. I have no words. Just poor Blowdeer, man.
Yeah, slowly being bled out.
I mean, you look at that giant dip in the Army Valley graph. It's just wow, that engagement happened.
Bloodeer was bled out.
Alright, we are going to wait for our next match upcoming. It is going to be Shinu versus Breepost. Let me see if we can get that screen up right there. There it is. So, getting the score ballot. We just change out the decks here. So Post versus Shinu. Man, I'm still smiling from that game because that's like, he pushed the system to its limits, you know?
I think there was a weakness to Flutter's deck, and Chip just said, "Okay, I see what you can't do. I'm gonna."
Well, right now it
do that to an extreme.
It is gonna be a different game here. It's Post versus Shinu. Two guys who know each other pretty well with their decks at the ready here. We go right into it, into the lobby. Now, you can take a quick look at their decks. What do you think about it? Looks like Shinu's gonna go for the snake deck that he has.
Yeah, which, I mean, he does love those snakes. But I'm waiting to see what deck Post chooses.
Post, he has two options. He has his owl deck and his fox deck. Only one of them has toads, so we're seeing toads become a pretty important fact. He is going to use the one with the owl toad and skunk, so he has massive alien potential.
If he can keep on even footing, he should win. If he gets his tier 3 out.
Here we go, Shinu to the west side of the map. And in the east side, we have Post just scouting things out over here. So, this is the first time I think we're going to be seeing snakes in this tournament today. So, how do you think snakes work against the AoE lineup? Are they good at poking things out, or just not enough power?
Snakes are one of the best poking units in the game, and as are ferrets, so it's almost slightly redundant in choosing of both, but they serve slightly different purposes. However, neither are good against owl. So, she has to stop Post from getting to the point where he gets his owls out.
Do you think it'll be over when he gets the owl out, or is there still a chance for Shinu to do something about it?
There's a short window if he gets the owl out and lets the owl get one or two standing mice, and then he's in trouble. But if if the owl is the only thing Post has, then he should be fine.
Chip just counting the number of lizards. He had 69 lizards at the end of that match. Just, oh my god. You know, do you think this is a possible game where we could see that many tier 1s balloon up like that, or is that too risky for Shinu to do?
Not against skunk and toad. That's kind of a big risk. I mean, you can do that in any game you want. It's just it may or may not pay off.
Alright, we do have another road terrain here between both sides. It's not fully connected between them, but...
And having Pigeon tends to suggest you don't want to do that.
Alright, so trying to go for those early plays. Try to choke out Post before you can do anything big.
Yeah, wants control of that high ground. Post is just going to give it to him. And, oh, he didn't expand, he sold it.
Oops. Accidentally moved the scoreboard. That's my fault. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Anyway, Shinu building up his armor right now, managed to kill out Post, the commander. Not too much of an issue, although Shinu does allow Shinu
looking to attack from the high ground. But
yeah,
those are all lizards against 4 squirrel warrens. It's not gonna end as well as he wants.
Here we go, the lizards making their way through, trying to scatter their numbers inside the squirrel rings, trying to scatter their targeting. And it looks like it's both sides evening out right now. Shinu loses the squirrels while Post also loses lizards.
Looks like it's slightly ahead for Post, but he has to back out now.
Yep, Shinu
cannot push the issue.
Shinu wants to continue this tempo. Now he has the lizards online as well, so he has a frontline attacker here to defend the squirrels. While Post, he is starting to build up his own squirrel army as well, not going for the toads quite yet. Shinu just posturing outside the base here. He does manage to take out one of the farms. So now Post feels like he has to go in right now, trying to chase after. They demolish the lizard, and they're slowly catching the squirrel.
I think he can't push the issue though. He can definitely get a warren at least.
Yep, the warren,
maybe
one
more.
Out. Another more warrens will be taken out here.
He needs to back out. This isn't a good fight.
Shinu losing warns left and right here right now, trying to take out Repost's numbers, but it's not quite enough there. Shinu's losing too many units here. And oh, that's GG.
Might be a little bit early, but
Can you blame him?
Not entirely. Like if you fought that out, with both players playing optimally, Repost probably could win in the next minute. But there's always a chance he slips up. Like, not to say that Repost would, but I don't know. I'm of the mentality he played out a little bit more, but each their own.
Yep. Well, at the moment, Shinu gonna go try again. He still has another deck at the ready, and Repost will be forced to use his second deck for the rest of the match. So no AoE potential for that from that deck. Repost gonna go with a normal triple tier one deck, same as Shinu. Shinu's gonna be using the same poking deck. Now, we say poking deck, but we never really saw the chance for tier 2s to actually be a factor here.
Well, they would have been doing a similar thing to what those tier 1s were doing. It was just like standing on the high ground and try to snipe a pig and then retreat into a safe ground.
Both sides on a bit of high ground for themselves, although Shinu on a higher ground. Something a little bit more defended, actually, so a little bit harder for Repost to attack into in the meantime. The mills all scattered about in the middle of this map here, so plenty of chances for both of them to grow their numbers.
What? Just looking at where you'd have to place warrens, it's all gonna have to be in the back line for Shinu, which is not quite what he would want, I don't think.
Well, as long as he doesn't go for like really aggressive engagements, he could probably get his units out in time. Although Repost does have a lot of room in front of his base to build and reinforce, so it is a good advantage for Repost's side.
It'd be more relevant if Shinu had units other than barbed wire for defense, but it still is a little bit of an issue.
Oh, we will see.
However, if he's just going to surrender before he gets the second base out, it doesn't matter.
Well, the double squirrel warren coming out, Repost responding with his own double lizard warren, making that a total of 3 for both sides. So both of them getting their armies up, although lizard versus squirrels, as we said before, lizards do have the advantage here.
I think that's just what they're going to be used to do is you can't really push into Shinu's map just the way the high ground and water is. Or not with lizards, you might be able to do it with squirrels, but you need the pigeon support.
I mean, sadly, this is neither side with any flying yet, so yeah, they are going to have to trudge through water or just through choke points to get anything done. Repost going to be grabbing that first expansion there north of his base, same as Shinu, so both sides pretty much mirroring each other in their timings here.
If they're both able to hold their base, Shinu grabs more of the map this way, but
looks like Repost going to be the first to put down his ferrets. So he will have that out first, while Shinu building into pigeons first, it looks like, and some barbed wire on the field. So
any map like this with a lot of water and bridges, you should expect to be good for ferrets, just because there's...
Unfortunately, Shinu has lost a warren's worth of barbed wire just now to the lizard attacks, and he's just looks like he's just trying to build that line as quickly as possible up again. This time he does put the squirrel in the place to defend them.
Because there is a path to the south where you could just wrap around that base or attack it from the high ground. And Shinu wants at the very least to know when that starts happening.
At the moment, Shinu going back to his base, looking to build another unit. It looks like he has about 200 food in the bank right now, possibly. Oh no, he's just gonna build some more lizards and then try to build some farm. Although,
and while he's away,
yeah, while we were busy looking at that side, Repost just takes out barbed wire, got his ferret online. So just pressuring this line that Shinu's building for himself here.
That base is going to be really hard to defend against those ferrets.
Especially with the pigeon combination. He's trying to force Shinu into a bad fight. The problem is that Repost has a bit of a better composition of tier 1 units to fight off against Shinu's. Just so many more lizards that Shinu has right now. He's trying to build some more onto the front lines here. Looks like he's also building his own ferrets as well. The first
This
ferret won't
is
come
where
out
you
for a
start to
little
see the lack of places to, or lack of warren placement as a problem, because there's Shinu has to run all the way back if he wants to place a warren, whereas Repos can play right on the edge and have it reinforced fast.
Right now, Repost just trying to find a way in. He has machine gun nests on the field on both sides with their ferrets, trying to poke at each other bit by bit. Repost does have his lizards on the front line. Both sides taking out each other's numbers. And it's becoming a dance of ferrets here right now. Both sides just trying to get the edge on each other, trying to poke their way through. Repost is going to try to mill tank. So he's actually doing it. He actually distracted some of the units away from his units, and now he's trying to push on in with his own lizards and squirrels. The lizards working on the barbed wire as well. Ferrets attacking from the backside. Shinu is going to be pushed out. He's losing warrants on the front line, however. And Brepost, because of that attack, will also have another expansion on the field in the middle of the battle. Shinu loses his forward expansion as well because of that too. And now he's forced to run away. One of his ferrets die. And now Brepost chasing after. That's it. Brepost takes it 2-0 against Shinu. What a great mill tanking play there.
You can actually do that in a when you're ferret micro ring. If you buy a mill, the ferrets will have to tank it or fire at it, and you can sell it before the hit lands, so you don't lose any food, but they can't hit your ferrets. That didn't happen here, but it looked like it might have.
I think that was just great play by Brepost. That was something amazing.
Yeah, really showing his strength as a player right there. But that map was unfortunate for Shinu.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he like from what I would have done was an early lizard attack. 'Cause, one, I like doing that, but two, Brepost has a much wider opening. Whereas if he tries to retaliate, you can just run up the high ground and defend. Well, if you go for the squirrel, you're looking to say, I'm going to expand, and the squirrels will help defend my expand. And the expands you'll get are not very easily defendable for Shinu.
well, Brepost will be moving on to the next round. He will be facing off against Chip in the winners finals. But for now, our next match is going to be Bloodier versus Pixton down in the losers bracket. We're going to be first taking a quick break here, though, ladies and gentlemen. So we will be right back. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We got some more double deck action coming your way.
I'm going to go get some water.
Whoops, turned off the wrong thing. Here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for some more Clash of Comrades here, double deck tournament. And right now it's going to be Blodier versus Pixton right now. Let's see if we get their colors right. Yellow and blue. Just like that. Here we go into the lobby. We go right now. Valently joining me on the mic.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, friend?
We've been seeing some great games so far, and hopefully they continue to be so.
Blodier looking to redeem himself after that massive lizard game that he had to fight. It's not
I would
something that anyone wants to face. So
yeah, he's avoiding that deck right now. But
all right, here we go. Pixton to the north side, Blodier to the south. Pixton to be his first tournament appearance today, but I'd say he plays pretty darn well. We did an impromptu tournament yesterday for all the new players, and Pixton entered and he won first place. It was an amazing game for him, and I think he has what it takes to be a really strong contender in tournaments upcoming ahead. And he really loves Owl.
I mean, Owl. I love Owl when it's weak, but this is a strong Owl meta.
Not a fan of the Owl, are you?
No, I like the Owl. I just feel it's very good right now.
Alright. Well, and in the case, both sides going to go for some pretty conservative farm plays here, so we can use this time to take a quick look around the map here. A pretty interesting map. I'm not sure if I really like Pixton's position, mostly because he's up against the high ground that Blodier can take advantage of. While Blodier has some pretty nice access to a lot of different mills. Right now, we see them just building up their units right there. Pixton and Blodier both going for the lizards right now. Pixton, he has that triple tier 1 build with the pigeon, lizard, and squirrel. He's going to be complementing that with falcon and then owl. So a very like front-liney kind of deck with a falcon for support.
The worry I have is that if there's a way of dealing with owl, you need to burst through it, and Wolf provides that.
And this, again, I mean, we say this a lot of times, but I mean, this could be the map where we see that Wolf come into play. There's plenty of places for Blodier to expand to get that farm he needs. Although, when we did
we have the wrong overlay.
What?
We have the wrong overlay.
No.
Sorry, folks.
Oh, for that? Okay, yeah, let me just switch that really quickly. I have the names wrong, apparently, on the screen. Let me just... Very quickly. So this is a thing that Tooth and Tail does, is that they like order the people in a certain direction. What the hell happened to that?
So we're saying Blodier just mass lizard while Pixton has spread it out. But he is placing mines across the map.
Alright, so a ton of mines on the field there. Any like thoughts about their position?
Well, they're on the northern mines. Look like they'll be trying to scout if Pixton is going to attack from that eastern side, and they're also on the road, so they're high likelihood they'll actually hit a target when you need them to. And you know, the other mines just that high ground, like slight base defense, which is. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to place a mine, those are good places.
Alright, so it looks like both sides are going to take this one very slowly here. Neither side going for an aggressive attack quite yet. Just building up their army counts. I think Blodier is taking a bit of a page out of Chip's book, getting the lizard toad out as quickly as possible, and then he's going to complement that with a bit of falcon. So going with the usual thing he did last game, which unfortunately didn't work against Chip, but maybe it will work against Pixton. Who knows? Because Pixton, to my knowledge, doesn't really have that great of a way to get rid of toads quite yet.
Against Pixton instead, this might be one of the times to do the mass toad shenanigans.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, I just want to see that again is all. Totally biased opinion.
We'll have the VOD of Chip's games up very soon, so you know you can just watch a line of toads conga lining their way into the enemy base and just exploding on everything. You know that's what we live for. All the fancy fireworks and things like that. We don't care about great plays. We just care about flashy stuff.
So right now I slightly prefer what Bloodier has in terms of army comp, but Pixton is adding Falcons as well.
Right.
Which means that soon, if his pattern holds, he'll be adding the Owl.
I mean, he's given plenty of time to get his farm up, so that Owl might be online very soon. And Blue Deer, just scanning things out, trying to see if there's any information he can get from the units that Pixton has. Has to be a little bit careful though, there's a lot of units in the front line that could kill him off and end his scouting days, so I just want to say, oh, he is going to go for the back line. He's bringing his lizard around to the water side, but the mines are there! They're actually going to hit! The mines do hit! He does have enough lizards to, he has to run away from this now. This was an unfortunate mistake from Bloodier. He did not know the mines were the back there, and he's going to have to run away.
So, funnily enough, he could have ran between the trees, where there are no mines.
He didn't know that.
I've
And
tried
now,
even further.
Pixton, he's going to use his chance to push on in, but the toads are there to help defend, and the squirrels are going to get chunked down. The lizards are already gone as well. Pixton going to be forced to back up, but the mines are there to cover his retreat. But the Falcons do not care.
The 5 Falcons are too powerful.
Let's be very careful, though. The Falcons are too vulnerable up on the front line. So, looks like Bloodier is going to be retreating for the time being. In the meantime, going to be a little bit careful. He is starting to get supply blocked just a slight bit. In the meantime, Pixton's starting to build up his own army once again. He does have fewer farms than Bloodier at the moment. He is just going to rebuild the mines on that road just in case.
It worked before, and
No?
but he's down in Yukon right now with Bloodier expanded again, and he started the Wolf.
Oh, the wolf.
So I'd be, if I were, yeah. So
Right.
things are starting to look a little bit grim for Pixton if he doesn't find a way to get the Owl out or get more Falcons or
He needs
harass
to
a
get
bit.
his army numbers up very soon if he wants to survive the burst that Bloodier is going to be having in his deck, but just be very careful with this. Again, a lot of mines to help cover his tracks, but they are very close to his own base.
Well, honestly, adding more mines wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Like that, that might just be a good defense.
He's slowly circling his way in with the Falcons right now, just trying to tease a little bit, see if he can trick Pixton. Oh my gosh, that almost killed Pixton. That would have been terrible for Pixton if he died there. That would have left that would have left that mill open to attack and would have ended the game for Pixton.
Pixton's just giving Bloodier too much space right now.
He's just nervous about attacking into it. He doesn't have an answer to the toads quite yet. Oh, the wolf is supply blocked.
Like that, this is the case where you almost need to run your units in and force them to spend their food on the lower tier units rather than the wolf.
It did, but he does not. He didn't know there was supply blocked though. But man, that would have been a great opportunity if he did go in for it. And right now, he has a ferrets online, so he is going to be poking away. He does take out one farm, and now Pixton now going to be going in a little bit. The toads are streaming away, and Pixton does retreat his units far back enough for most of them to survive. But there's still toads in play for Bloodier to have.
You just can't deal with these Falcons right now in the ferret. They're providing enough cover for the ferrets to just...
All the toad explosions go off, and the Falcons, they're actually exposed right now! The squirrels are trying to make their way in to get rid of the Falcons one by one. The Falcons doing the best, trying to get the damage on the list, but also coming back. And Bloodier loses more than half his Falcons in that engagement. Unfortunately,
he has a wolf out now. This is
scary. He's going to go for the attack again. The wolf is out there, and they're going to make this ferrets very dangerous indeed. Although they're actually not the ones being buffed, which is actually okay. They're not that scary yet. Now they're scary.
You want the Falcons and I think lizards to be buffed.
Oh, the toads are just forcing Pixton to go away from here. There's nothing that he can do much about this right now. He can't get his own tier 3 up. He has to wait for his own unit to come back, but he's unfortunately supply blocked. So his units are not coming out fast enough. He's only on 6 farm. Bloodier has plenty 10. That's gonna be game. Pixton throws in the towel and calls it, giving the first win of the match to Bloodier. And There you go. Some nice play there by Bloodier. Good timings on his part. Now, Pixton looking to make a comeback here in game number 2. Bloodier, again, going to have to be forced to use his second deck, so he won't have that Wolf Burst out for the next 2 games. So the deck that he will be using is the Artillery deck, which we've talked about, not the best of decks, depending on the map. Like, it's a very map-dependent kind of deck.
Well, it just kind of forces you into a play style as a deck, which is not necessarily what you want to be doing. You want to have some flexibility, and players are spawning very close in this map.
At the very least, neither side will have to deal with Toads, so no AoE coverage at all whatsoever. Except both sides do have mines, and Bloater does have the artillery, but no, it's gonna be a while before we see any artillery plays come into light, and mines are always ever present anyways, and not as dangerous as Toads. Right now, both sides gonna go for their farm play. Bloater in the middle of the map here with some mills surrounding his area, and Pixton placed on the high ground there. I just like how we have so many maps where there's a road between the 2 bases. Look at that road.
I think that's slightly prioritized in the map gen, just because rather than having a road that goes nowhere, they want roads to at least have some utility and some use behind them.
It's just amazing how straight this road is, you know. I mean, the other maps we saw the double road map. That was also quite hilarious to see.
You know, I like that map. That was a good one.
That was a fun map to watch. And right now, Pixton just building up his army, waiting for the food to come out. Although, unfortunately, his lizard building has delayed it just slightly. So waited for that one a little bit too long. Right now, both sides just trying to gear up their numbers. I mean, what's the play here? Both sides didn't go straight lizard first. Are we going to see any sort of aggressive attacks in the early game here, or are they just going to both try to farm up?
Well, you can definitely attack Bloater from any side you want. Just about. The river does slow you down a little bit, but he's definitely much more susceptible to a lizard poke than Pixton is. But by the same token, he's much more open for expanding in warrens, etc. But you kind of have to be using the fact that he's exposed to stop him from just out-econing you.
Well, both sides, no aggressive plays quite yet, so looks like they're going to let each other get their army value up. And also now putting down their other warrens. Pixton going with the warden of pigeons and squirrels, Bloater going double squirrels. Now, here's an interesting question. Do you think having both pigeons and falcons are a little bit redundant, or are they a good mix to have with each other?
I think they're a great mix to have with each other. Just if you only want units for high ground vision, then it's definitely overdoing it. But falcons provide a lot more than just high ground vision. You can do a lot of sneaky stuff with the poking. Like in the north, there's that base that's kind of on a cliff. With falcons alone, you can just poke and then run out, like take a farm or 2. But you can't do that with just pigeons. You need pigeons plus something else. And pigeons themselves are not very tanky, so you could easily lose the pigeons and engagement. Whereas it's much harder to do so if you're doing a falcon poke. And falcons certainly benefit from having a unit heal them up, just like every unit does.
Alright, well, right now both sides just getting up their army numbers right now. Pixton will have that falcon in play. He has the warren up and ready. Both sides pretty even on the value chart right now.
Pixton's going for his standard tech up and play, whereas Bloater is just massing squirrels.
Which do you think is the right call?
Oh, he's also getting ferrets, so he's kind of just using his deck the way it has to be used. But
as a poking machine, or?
Well, squirrels are better at attacking up high ground than lizards, just because of the way their range works. So I think it's the right call for him to be massing squirrels right now.
Ooh, that owl is up. It is on the field soon. currently building in a bit of a corner there, so Bloater probably won't be able to scout it out in time. In the meantime,
Yeah.
Bloater...
He has no expand, and we're approaching the 5-minute mark. That's it.
Pixton has to be a little bit
Scary
careful behind
thing.
farm. He is going to be grabbing, hopefully to grab one here. Bloater, though, unfortunately, slightly supply blocked. Looks like he built too many units too fast. Also, building the farm there is slowing it down a little bit, but he's looking to just keep on growing. Although we are at that 5-minute mark. Here it is. 4 farms are going to disappear just like that. Now Pixton suddenly only on 4 farms. He needs... Luckily, the owl was built before that timing happened, but so it looks like he wants to try to go all in. But Bloater, he's attacking with his ferret, so it's making it a little bit harder for Pixton to find a good angle to attack. The pigeon's just giving that ferret so much vision right now. It's even attacking into the warrens already.
He's got the owl out. I think he has to attack now.
Here we go. Pixton trying to make his way through right now with his lizard army up in the front lines here, trying to take out as many as he can. The mice are also in the front lines trying to get much damage. The owl bomb also goes off. The owl is on the field, but now the mice are surrounding the ferrets. The ferrets are gone from the field now, and Bloater is forced to retreat.
Oh, he needs to press this advantage. He can't just let the owl try to... There's no way he just sold the owl warren. Like, he's behind an econ. He can't just win a fight then back off. He has to make something out of it. It looks like he was looking to expand out of that win, but
he has too many.
Doesn't and goes in for another attack.
Yep, he's going to go for right now. Wait for Bloater to still recover right there. Bloater has no lizards. All he has are squirrels at the moment. They are enough to defend.
He still has the falcons. Still hasn't expanded yet. He's running out of time.
Alright, he's going to finally grab this expansion on the bottom, but might be too little too late. But at the same time, Bloater himself is only on 3 farms. So, both sides looking for an interesting starvation game here as Bloater trying to find a place to get farmed, but he doesn't have enough food to get anything else. In the meantime, Pixton actually has enough in his supply to build something else, so he is going to get some farm down for the time being. And Bloater, he feels like he has to keep his numbers up. But it might actually cause him to starve.
He's gonna start selling stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna start selling things off now. So
if Pixton notices, he should be attacking. But
unfortunately, Pixton's in the same situation, so he's off building up his own farms. And both sides just have to be a little bit careful with each other. Bloater scouting things out right now. Does see that expansion on the bottom right now. In the meantime, Pixton moves his army there to defend it just in case Bloater tries to go for an attack. Bloater's still supply blocked. So
both feeling unsure of their footing and content to just try to econ back up after both missing the 5-minute mark.
I mean, hilariously enough, they're pretty much equal in number. Bloater only has 1 warren advantage over Pixton, which is quite hilarious. It looks like he does sell the pigeons, but even then, it's in terms of firepower, it's pretty equal, and lizards can do a lot against squirrels.
Yeah, I mean, squirrels are just smartly being kept behind the warrens and next to the mill, so attacking into them is going to be risky.
It's like, does he need to even attack into them? Because Bloater is like suffering some economic issues here. He's trying to build farms as quickly as possible.
He had one of the farms on his expand go fallow.
Oh god.
Like, just to give you an idea of how long he's had it.
That is the worst.
Mark.
You know, the worst feeling is like knowing that is the idea that you farm too fast and now you're fallow and it's like, crud. I can't go for an expansion. I don't have enough food for that, and it's not safe enough to grab the expansion either. In the meantime, Pixton has a fresh 3 farms. It's not a lot of farms, but it'll keep him going for like the next 5 or so minutes.
Yeah.
I did not expect to see a scarce economy game happen here, by the way. This was not the match where I thought it should happen, where it would have happened.
Yeah.
I think scarce economy games are really interesting because it's all about how each player expends their resources and uses them wisely. It's really reminiscent of that.
Like, if he'd been willing to keep out the owl and like try to sell other units to pay for it, that might have been like just like that. Like, that would have given them a huge advantage if he had found some way to keep the owl around.
I mean, like, these scarce games are just so fun to watch. Like, what if he did this? What if he did that? And, you know, you remember the Lev versus LSR game in the September Showdown? Game 3, that really extended game where both sides went to, like, 0 farm at the very end. Just because of...
Yeah, those can be a lot of fun, but right now it looks like they're both content to say, I don't like this style of game. I'm just going to wait till we're back to a regular Tooth and Tail, which I know and love.
I mean, there are plenty of expansions for them to take, so it looks like they're going to do that. Bloater going to be grabbing that expansion up north. So he is looking to just econ up again. Pixton now, in that case, is starting to fall behind because he only has 5 farms compared to Bloater's 7. Although, again, Pixton still has some fresh farms to continue building up.
You should really be selling the mines and like just using that to get a farm.
It's amazing how equal their army value is right now. It's that Pixton has been able to catch up in army value despite being behind in economy for a while, and Bloater has been so consistent. He got supply blocked again because he was building those extra farms. He just...
But, I mean, if he doesn't want to attack in the next 30 minutes or 30 seconds, it's fine. But
it's just, you know, these unexpected economic consequences that can just turn around and bite you when you least expect it, and both sides feeling the fear of that, which is why we're seeing them not attacking each other. I mean, Bloater even just sells off a farm to build some more warrens. That's how unsafe he feels right now about the situation.
At this point, I think he should be saving for an artillery unit. He's far enough ahead where he can get it out, and doing so would stop Pixton from getting another expand at all.
Pixton just trying to
which puts him firmly ahead.
You know, Pixton's been focusing so much on getting that 8th farm that I wonder if he should have been more proactive with his lizards. Just at least try to snipe out a warren or two, force Bloater.
Yeah, the difference between 4 and 3 farms is a much better one than the difference between what we have now, which is an expanded. Although it's closer than I thought.
To be honest, Pixton still has some plenty safe expands. Like there's a high ground next to on the bottom of the map that he can probably take. I mean, it's pretty safe enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He should be getting the artillery out because
just to avoid that from happening.
If he gets an artillery in a key spot, he can stop that from being a safe expand.
Well, he's not thinking about that at the moment, and Pixton has enough food to bring back the owl.
We are out of the low econ game.
We've somehow gone from high econ to low econ and back into high econ in one single game.
The famine has passed. Not sure I agree with placing the Owl Warren right back to where it was before instead of, further. Place it near your new expand because that's much more valuable. So you're going to have the bulk of your defenses around the new expand.
I mean, Pixton is bringing his units around the map a lot, so I don't think he's too concerned about where the reinforcements are coming from. But yeah, if it ever comes to like a fight like that, it could be dangerous.
Well, it's not so much in case of the reinforcement time. I'm thinking more about you trying to defend the Owl Warren.
Yeah.
If you have to.
Well, both sides, it looks like they're just building up their army value right now, and the Owl will be coming online very soon. And Bloater has his ferrets back up again. I feel like the last 7 minutes just never happened at all. We're back to where we were at the 5-minute mark.
If farms didn't expire, nothing would have happened.
We're literally just at the same point. Here we go. Pixton gonna hold his lizards into Bloater's units right now. The Owl in the thick of it with his mines. He does explode once again. Is this enough? Does Bloater have enough units to defend? The squirrels in the background doing some damage here, but they're also being taken out. At the same time, it's not enough from Pixton this time. The mice aren't doing enough damage here. There are too many squirrels to attack this time. And they don't even take out the ferrets this time here either. And now Pixton back in trouble again.
He sold the Owl again.
He sold it, trying to get that influx of food to reinforce his army. But this is now the opening for Bloater to attack. He has the farm. He has the unit advantage here. And now he's just poking away with the ferrets. Just bringing them ever closer here.
Alternatively, he could just wait it out.
Oh, the ferrets! One of the ferrets died in the middle of the battle. Pixton tries to rush it, but now Bloater is surrounding him with the squirrels and the lizards right now. Pixton's losing too many units. The mines do explode, but he has no more units to defend right now. He only has 1 squirrel and 1 lizard, and they're all back at the base right now. They're not here defending this mill. Pixton has nothing on the field anymore, and Bloater is just open to storm his way in. That's game. Blowdeer takes the series 2-0 and we'll be moving on to the next round. And my scoreboard keeps moving, which is kind of annoying, but there we go. That was a very interesting economy game.
Neither player prepares for it equally, and you're both in the same spot, and you don't feel safe attacking, so it's... Oh, we'll just restart. Let's play a new game.
Yep, alright, we are going to have our next match up very soon, though. It is going to be Shinu versus Foxaves. I'm just going to get their decks on screen right now. There it is. Shinu versus Foxaves here. We felt Shinu unfortunately dropped to the bottom bracket from that last match against Post. He now has to face off against his opponent here. Let me see if I can even get the bracket to move. There we go. There it is. Now we have the losers bracket shown. Just make sure I get everything all set very quickly here. Update the brackets. Here we go. Bloodier 2 and 1. Moving on up. So, how do you think this one's gonna go?
I have to remember the deck lists.
Alright, let me see if I can get that ready. Here we go. Into the lobby we go. It's going to be Shinu versus Foxaves right now. Here we go. Shinu going to bring his snake deck with the barbed wire.
Yeah. Against the mole deck, this will be... There's not... Barbed wire is an interesting defense against moles. There was a time when it was enough to completely stop it. I don't know if that's still the time. If that's true today, as it was 4 months ago.
Moles are strong now. I don't think barbed wire stands a chance anymore against them. In any case, here we go. It's going to be the game number 1 of Foxaves versus Shinu. Shinu in the east side of the map, and Foxaves.
Is that a high ground next to Shinu's base?
Probably. Looks like it. Let me just first change out the things here. I got the things swapped out again. There we go. Now the overlay's correct. There we go, guys. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I'm a amateur professional. Haha.
Foxaves is placing low. Question is, will he go back and sell it?
Anyways, you're talking about the mill that was on the high ground
No.
against Shinu, or
There's a high ground lump just below. And
that hump?
Foxaves is going for a stand. Yeah, at the hill.
Oh my gosh, that could be a great mole placement, but he's not going to go for it quite now. So,
Wait, I might be.
Shinu going for a very early lizard aggression here, and Foxaves doesn't have any units to defend quite yet. Is this enough lizards to attack?
That's
no,
gonna be.
lizards. No, well, okay,
Yeah.
that's a pretty decent trade, I guess. 2 lizards for a farm.
That puts you up 20 food and in tempo.
The problem is that Shinu's only on 6 farms himself, so he's gonna try to rebuild his own farms. So, just trying to even things out right now, trying to put some pressure onto Foxaves, but it doesn't feel like a big enough advantage for Shinu. Although he does have more farms now than Foxaves. So right now, both sides getting their tier 1s at the ready here. Foxaves going with the squirrels and Shinu with the lizards. Now, Uncle Butter here. Do you think we're going to see him shine today?
Snake is pretty good against Butter, as is Ferret. However, with Butter, it comes down to a real positioning thing. If you can get the lizards to surround Butter, you can win the engagement fairly evenly. But if you can't get your lizards into position in time, they just die. And if Shinu, for instance, doesn't recognize that Butter is in the deck and just masses Squirrel, the Butter will have a good time of it.
Foxaves, oh my gosh, Foxaves is doing it. Is he gonna do it?
Is
he doing it? He's gonna do it! Oh, he's gonna get the early Butters out.
Yeah, I think Shinu just wants to make a play for more. He goes Ferret.
He's gonna get the ferret out, but
Is he
does
gonna
not know.
notice?
He does not. He can't tell. It's too far back for him to
And
scout it out. And Shinu.
I think the squirrels are strong enough to defend, to stop the scouting.
At least with the warn of.
Oh, and Shinyu's just going for contain.
Oh no!
Stop.
He's putting money into economy and map control, but he doesn't. Does he know?
Let's see what he does.
I'm checking visibility. He doesn't know! He doesn't know it's there still! Oh! It's still building without him noticing! It's done building! Now he just has to wait about 40 seconds for that board to come on up. Oh my gosh, are we gonna see Uncle Butters win a match here today?
But Shinyu looks like he's just gonna apply pressure. Is he gonna have time? He is making the right play if he knew it was there, but at least I think it's the right play. I could be wrong.
Ferret's starting to pressure their way in right now, and Shinyu trying to get in with his lizards, but the squirrels are pulled back away from the attack.
The boar gets out. This could be disastrous for Shinyu. He only has 3 pigeons. And his highest damage. He doesn't know snakes.
The squirrel's trying to defend.
It's almost out.
Oh, the boar's out! Oh, it's gonna come!
Out. He needs to.
Here comes Uncle Butter! Oh, Shinyu! He doesn't lose that many units quite yet. He's trying to get the units to surround Uncle Butter.
He just
Is
needs
it
to
fast
micro
enough?
out of the ferret.
Get out!
Just needs to
Get
micro
out!
out of the ferret.
Oh, it's down! Shinyu has more army potential. Uncle Butters is dead. He was able to surround the unit. Oh no! I think the board was revealed a little bit too soon. I think he probably should have kept that back farther behind the mill. That's game. Fox saves.
I think if he had had his army to stop the lizards doing that, he would have been fine. But Shinyu was able to take out enough of his army in time where the boar alone wasn't enough.
Oh, what? Slight letdown, unfortunately. Fox saves. Still has the chance to use it, but... Ooh. Not enough army to defend that poor boar, and the boar just got surrounded. Right, time to put the boar back in the... Back to the idea pot. How do we buff boar again?
I mean, I would be okay with the boar having something similar to a snake, with his while the flames on it racks up damage more and more.
Right?
Like,
that'd be a pretty cool idea.
And then when the flame goes away, it goes back down. But that's my idea. I'm not a dev.
Well, Fox saves. He can consider which deck he wants to use. He has a choice of either... he's going to go back to the boar deck. The mole boar. Let's see if it works. Game number 2. Fox saves versus Shinu.
I feel like chameleons are fairly good against boar, but we'll see.
Well, let's find out. Fox saves is going to go to in the north side of the map here with Shinu on the south side. And it's a very open map. Wow, this is a very open map. So, do you think Fox saves will attempt the mole rush?
I think he should have done it last time, but so since he didn't do it then, I don't know if he'll do it now.
Look what Shinu's doing. Look what Shinu's doing. He's just waiting there. He's waiting just in case the 4-farm fake out time goes.
He knows it's a chance.
He's waiting for that farm to build. It's like, I know.
No, I would sell both of them and then run to so Shinu goes and starts selling, and then I'd place one of them back and then place a warren. But
for the ultimate fake out.
I mean, what you want them to do is force your opponent into doing a suboptimal play to defend against moles, and then go back and defend against their suboptimal play.
Unfortunately, Shinu, a little bit, he was just aware of that possibility. So now the mole rush window is gone. Although moles can still be used to tank up damage and do structure damage, but man,
I mean, you can do sneaky things with moles. I think we saw one match where it placed the moles while everyone else was fighting. Yeah,
that's a possibility. Yeah. In any case, Shinu, gonna put down some mines in the middle of the map here, and nothing much gonna happen here. Both sides have pretty much evened out each other. Actually, Fox is ahead in unit count, so that's a thing. All right, so
because of the timing on his 8th farm.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a question now. Now we're no more mole rush. How do these two decks fare against each other? You have Shinu. His only tier 1 force is the squirrels, And Fox Save also only with the squirrels, but also moles.
I think Fox Saves is making the right play and going into Snake.
For what reason?
I think that they will work against like you don't want to be massing Squirrel against a deck that has a Skunk and Mines. And again, it's just you have the tier 2 you want to be. If you're not planning on massing, you need to, or rushing the Butters, kind of. Although this is a better game for Butters than last one, barring the Chameleon. I feel like the Snake does better against the tier 2 options than you has, and it does decent enough against Squirrels that it, like even with the Pigeon, it provides enough of a...
Well, here we go. The Skunk Gas is going to be laid down right now, but the Snake is in play, but the Snake is gone! The Snake gets too close to the Squirrels, and now it's disappeared, and now the Skunk can really just put down the gas on the field. Fox is forced to go backwards towards his own base. The second Snake is online, but it is walking through the Skunk Gas! Again, it's too close!
You have to wait in the warrants, you can't... it's getting healed by the Pigeons, though. It's not enough.
The Pigeons are doing their best to heal the Snake, but it's not... Oh, it's too much gas, too many Squirrels!
It does get a Skunk, but the Skunk Gas is just too aggressive at this point.
Snake just too far out forward and just got taken away immediately. Now the Snake is back online, but Fox is losing a lot of warrens right now, and that's going to be game.
Yeah.
He calls the GG, and Shinu
Maybe
moves
I
on.
was probably wrong about the Snake, but it was against the Skunk. It was going to be tricky, no matter what he did.
A little unfortunate for them, but yeah, Shinu takes a clean 2-0 against Fox Saves. And we're moving on to face Blow Deer in the next round. Alright, and with that, we are going to take another break here. The next match is going to be the winners finals, guys. It's going to be Chip versus Brepost. This is going to be an exciting one indeed, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so we're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back. This has been Clash of Comrades. Stay tuned. We got the finals coming underway. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Clash of Comrades Double Deck Edition. It's gonna be Post versus Chip from Space. Join me on the mic, Valently here. What do you think of this upcoming Winners Finals match?
Both these players have shown tremendous skill getting here and great deck selection choices, and looking forward to a swarm of Loca Toads.
We could probably get that in this game, can't we, huh? That is a total possibility with this one. Well, that looks like Chip from Space. Looks like he's going to be getting his Skunk and Wolf deck first. Post still thinking about which deck he's going to probably grab out. Let me see which deck that is. The deck he's currently choosing is according to this post, so Lizard, Squirrel, Toad, Skunk, Owl. So Post definitely prepare for Mass Tier 1s this time. He's seen Chip play. He knows he loves Mass Tier 1s. He's gonna prepare for it. He has a Skunk, he has Toads, and he has Owl. Let the games begin. Post in the east side of the map, Chip from Space in the west. Both of them in a pretty interesting spot. Like this waterway is gonna make engagements very weird.
No one's brought mines though, so
No way of shutting down avenues of escape. So people are just gonna have to wade the water for the time being. But right now, both sides looking to get their economy game up, looking to scout this very odd map. And Chip is gonna find this expansion here on the high ground. Very interesting mill location that one is. Way on the bottom of the map.
there's actually very few mills, so
Yeah, this is the least number of mills I've seen on any map. Like 5 mills is like, oh my gosh, that's still little. I think this is gonna be a very tricky game for either side. We're not gonna see them. Probably not gonna see the massive tier 1 plays. I mean, we could still, but not as many as 69 lizards and like 30 something toads. You know.
I mean, there is hope.
There's hope. I mean, Repost does have the owl. Chip does have the wolf. So actually, Chip doesn't really need that many units to become a giant death ball. I mean, the wolf there already allows him to have a lot of different types of potential. I mean, wolf ferret is also very interesting thing to think about too. Just the high speed attacks of the ferret just dancing around, like they literally will be dancing around thanks to the wolf buff. Like that's how hilarious it can be.
Or I mean, wolf with skunk is also like there's no pigeons for repost.
Yeah, the skunks can just choke out everything here. This is a good map. This is a good map for skunks, for both sides actually. Like it's a lot of choke points. No one's gonna really want to walk through the water, so the skunk has plenty of places to put the gas. And both sides have the skunk in their arsenal, so this
Repost expands very early.
This could turn into a very quick World War I battle. And yeah, like you said, the Repost goes for an early expansion, although it doesn't look like he's committing anything to it quite yet. He's just building up his units right now. He's gonna start to bring his units up north. Just a little bit, but he is going to see Chip in the area, and there is an army marching behind him right now. So Chip going to posture his units here on the hill, on the high ground, so it's going to make it hard for Repost to actually attack into it. He doesn't have any flying units right now to give him the vision as well, to even it out. And, ooh, Chip grabs the mill right in front, right across from Repost. On the high ground, too. Here we go. Oh, the toads!
I managed the micro away.
Oh, managed to get, yeah, the lizards managed to get away, but now the toads come in and demolish all the lizards here, so it's going to be a squirrel-on-squirrel battle. And right now, both sides, it looks like Chip is going to have to run away for the time being. He's losing out in numbers of squirrels, so Repost is going to chase him down, at least across the bridge for the time being.
And because of the way territory works, Repost must know that that mill is taken.
Repost going to go for the attack, though. But now he's going to put his units on the high ground, and he's going to wrap his way around. He's going to try to find this mill. There it is. 60 food gone from Chip's
he's
Chip!
vulnerable now.
Chip, he's going to attack from behind! The squirrels are there, all scattered all around. He has to hurry and get them going. The toads can either get their explosions off in time. They don't.
The toads all went down the choke point while the squirrels all surrounded.
Now Repost marching his way down here. Chip frantically trying to gather his numbers up. But Repost has too many squirrels. He's not going to attack quite yet, though.
He should place an owl now, I think. And he does.
Oh, there it is. The owl coming out from Repost. And see if we can overwhelm him with army numbers. Meantime, Chip, do you think it's a good time for him to start transitioning into skunks? Or is it too vulnerable?
I think he needs skunk or like more toads. One of those. It's because there weren't enough toads in that engagement. He also took it in the slightly bad slot and got unlucky with the way the pathing worked through. Instead of, he might have been better off if they all like ignored the fact there was water.
Alright,
but
well,
like, if he had like 1 or 2 more toads, I think he could have been much better off that fight.
Chip currently, he has a lot of farms in his second expansion here. A safer expansion here, not like the one he tried to take north of the map. And Repost currently increasing his forces, sells off the balloon he placed down because he knows Chip is not going to attack anytime soon, puts into more squirrels.
Wants these squirrels to be up about the same time the owl is.
Yep, and the owl is going to be coming online very, very soon. There it is, a giant bump into Repost's army value going to come right there. That graph just jumped up like crazy, and it's going to continue to rise for Repost. In the meantime, Chip just scouting things around, trying to find out what he can do. He hasn't diversified his units quite yet, still on the squirrels and toads.
Repost should be attacking very soon.
Chip waiting to
Bump in
waiting for
army
the food.
value.
He's trying to get some more units on the field, more toads. But here comes Post's army. Just angry mice marching their way down here. The toads trying to get the damage off, but it's not enough. Now the squirrels in the back line trying to wear down Chip's units here. Chip trying to push his units behind the Warrens.
The mice just completely tanked the toad hits.
Oh, this farm is lost. This mill is lost. Chip is not unable to defend it, and Post just masses around the mill. And now Chip's stuck on the other side of the river here, trying his best to defend. The toads trying to make their way across. The owl does die, but it tanks so many of the shots, and now all the squirrels are gone. That's game. Post takes game number 1. So a great game coming out from Post there, defending the initial attack from Chip.
Like 1 or 2 spots where he like won it, and it was that initial attack there, and also when he took out the Warren that Chip took early on in the north, and was able to get his units back in time to beat back Chip's counterattack.
Alright, in the meantime, picking up their decks right now, Post's going to have to use the second deck while Chip still has the option to switch to either one. Here we go. It's going to be game number 2, Chip versus Post. And very interesting pace placement for Chip, unfortunately. That is a very bad corner to be in for Chip.
Yeah, getting control of that high ground will be very difficult. The good news is there's not high ground near his base that can be used to pick off pigs.
Yeah, that's good. The question is, will Post be able to contain him there in time? And now Post is just scouting things around right now, and Chip from space just looking for something to do here. He's gonna. I'm curious what do you think he should go for in this map? Like, what should be his goal, other than get out of that corner?
I mean, I would probably go for. I'd go up to 12 lizards and get 6 toads, and I'd want to start getting a falcon and ferret warren. Just just get a very powerful 1 base army, and use that to stop whenever Post expands. Just destroy that, rather than going for an expand of my own.
All right. I don't see what Chip thinks about building up the army right now. Currently has 6 lizards on the field with the Warrens. 2 currently sprouted out. Little pansies in the mist. In the meantime, Post also has his own lizards on the field, although slightly not as fast as Chip has his. And Chip looking to go up north here. Is he gonna think about taking that expansion? Probably not. He's just gathering his units up here. But Post does scout out the lizard coming up north, so he is aware that Chip is attacking from the north side of the map. He's trying to circle around behind Chip's units, and Chip needs to get away right now. 1 lizard will be lost. The second one will.
He did get the farm at almost no cost.
So he did snipe the farm, or?
I think so.
All right.
Looked like it.
I'm not sure he did. I can't tell. It's really hard to tell in this graph sometimes. Whatever the case, Chip at least escapes, so he doesn't lose too much right now. And Post goes immediately into ferrets. So what you suggested for Chip to do, Post is doing instead.
I mean, it's hard to argue against what I suggested. It was pretty generic.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, just prevent Post from really expanding outwards and taking advantage of the map here. Try to get that. Trying to get good.
By the same token, Post does have the option to be much more greedier, whereas Chip only has 1 choice, really.
Well, in the meantime, Chip coming from behind. He found a road here, and now he's going to be attacking the Warrens. Doesn't actually quite take it out yet, so he is going to have to escape once again with his lizards. But what a narrow pathway that now Post has to be mindful of. He's probably a good place to put a machine gun turret.
I'm gonna try and start sniping with ferret.
Is that enough vision for him? And the ferret's going to come his way down here. We're going to watch ferret cam right now. It's not close enough. not enough vision for the ferret to actually do some damage here. In the meantime, Chip getting his units on the high ground in front of his base. Now starting to tech into Falcons right now. In the meantime, Breepost has both his ferrets up and ready to go. He's going to get a warren of Pigeon and now will take his first expansion. So will Chip up to the north side of the map away from the battlefield. So he will have a place to escape to just in case things go bad. And right now, Breepost trying to go for it again with his ferrets. Trying to venture his way down north as Chip. Just looking for an angle of attack here. Breepost isn't around to defend. Oh, now they're close enough to at least attack that warren. And that's it.
I guess the commander gets more vision than the units have.
Yeah, it just gave it a tap and that's it. The ferrets are just sitting up there wondering what to do, and Breepost is like, hey, why haven't you guys killed something yet? And the ferret's like, oh, we see him,
He
boss!
has a falcon, he can see it.
We see him, boss! And now they're dead. A little bit unfortunate. We see him, boss, and now we're dead. So, Breepost working back on his own economy right now. Same as Chip, starting to pop up some farms on that northern expansion. The both sides trying to keep up in economy right now, and Breepost sells off the ferrets. Curious as to what he's going to do with them now. That money. I think just build more squirrels, it looks like.
I think actually that Fox would be really good here.
For either side, or who?
Well, especially Repost, because it's like, just like snipe off units from the high ground, and then he tries to attack into the and can't because it's the high ground. Machine gun nest.
Breepost finds that northern expansion there. Is he going to bring his units up there to attack? The question, the answer is no. He's going to sit here defend. He does have a nice machine gun nest on the high ground there, just in case. Now he's going to go for it with his lizards. So Chip, going to have to respond to this one. He sees him trying to attack the farms. He attacks the ones that are building, though.
Yeah, because I think they're have lower defense.
Yep, so right now, just trying to circle his way around. Chip trying to chase him down. Is it fast enough? Not quite. At the very least, Breepost gets away with a double farm snipe, it looks like.
This is why I was kind of advocating for the Fox, because it'd be much easier to go take in a warren and leave.
You can't take a warren with the fox anymore.
Or not warren, I mean pig.
Yeah, okay. Just try to choke out the farm as much as possible. In the meantime, Chip has put his units in a very nice position up at the high ground to the north again. He's going to try
Chip
to
has
defend
completely abandoned his map.
I mean, can you blame him? Does he? I don't know.
No, I
Wants to
can't.
be in that corner. And Breepost probably can actually use his chance to sneak down here to the bottom of the map. He knows that Chip isn't there right now, but
Just take out his armies away.
Yeah, take out something.
But his lizards are not getting out.
In the meantime, Chip is going to attack the main army in the meantime. And here come the lizards trying to do as much damage as they can. The toads are exploding off to the sideline, but it's not enough damage. The lizards are chunked down. Chip loses the mill at the bottom as well as losing his units up to the top. Chip lost everything here. He calls the GG. And it looks like Breepost will be moving on to the grand finals. Top 2 player here in this tournament. Good show from Chip, but unfortunately he's made some unfortunate mistakes in attacking Breepost. I mean, I think at that point you just leave that farm to die, right? No real reason to actually go for an attack.
The problem is the warrens there, which are marginal value, people argue, but you kind of need them.
Alright, well, we are going to move to the next match right now. It's going to be Shinu versus Blow Deer. And this is the match that a lot of people wanted to see. I think Shinu himself was a little bit worried about this one, but he feels confident enough to take this one out himself. The man that he has scrimmed a lot against in the past. It will be his to defeat. I mean, Blow Deer has been playing pretty darn well this tournament. What do you think?
Yeah, both players have been playing very well. It'll be interesting to see how much Sinu's experience will carry him through.
And Blow Deer has some interesting things going for him, the way that he plays his deck. And now the question is, how are they respond to each other here? I mean, these two guys have scrimmed against each other for a long time. So they know each other's playstyles pretty well. Just waiting for Bodir to get into the lobby. Hopefully he'll come in here soon. I mean, let's take a quick look at the decks that they have for both of them. Shinu, the first deck he has is that Skunk Chameleon Balloon with the Mines. The second deck Shinu has the triple tier 1s with the Barbed Wire and Snake and Ferrets. Blowdeer, as we remember, has the Artillery, which we have not really seen used yet today. He's used it in past matches, but not today. And his other deck is the one with the Fox, Ferret, and Falcon with the Toads in play. So some interesting things coming out from the both of them.
Yep. Repost's artillery deck is kind of a more extreme version of what Shinu wanted to do with his.
Alright, well, just waiting on Blowdeer. Hopefully he is still around this area. Is Blowdeer still here, guys? Does anyone know? Alright, there he is, making his way into the lobby right now. And both of them wanted to get Archimedes, but Shinu will snipe it first. Let's see if I can get the things out on the screen very soon. Just waiting for blood. Alright, here we go. Into the lobby, into the drafting phase. Shinu versus Blowdeer. Very fun, exciting match coming up ahead, guys. This one determines who fights Chip in the losers finals. While the loser here, unfortunately, will have to settle for 4th place. Here we go. Shinu bringing his Barbed Wire deck and Blowdeer with the Wolf deck. Let's see how this is going to go. Alright. Shinu to the south of the map here. And we have Blowdeer to the east side. Let's get rumbling right here with Shinu starting out on a very nice high ground base. Blowdeer a little bit far away. He actually doesn't have any real expansions that he can think about taking. So he might
mill has an opening that's open to the wrong side.
I know, right? I'm like looking at that mill. I'm like, boy, that's a really bad mill. It does not like Blowdeer's side. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how Blowdeer escapes from this area of the map.
Luckily, he didn't take his artillery this time, so
that would have been a very scary thing to have. In any case, Shinu has a much better position, although he does have a mill of his own that's facing away from him. That high ground one north of his base. It is like face the other direction as well. So the mills on this map not very cooperative for either player.
Shinu's going for a very early 3 warrens.
Alright, if he can actually pull this one off, it'd be good. But Blowdeer responds with his own triple warrens, so I think he's very well aware of Shinu trying to go for this kind of play. And Shinu
sells one of them.
Yeah, sold one of them off. What is he waiting for? Probably pigeons? Squirrel? Nothing? What? Wait, what do you put food into? He just lost some food.
Put it into more farms.
Did he build another farm? Oh, okay, that's what he did. Okay. Okay, so both sides went for triple tier 1 warrens and then sold one of them off. I'm curious.
Is Shinu gonna go for this mill?
Which mill? Oh, the mill right
The one
across.
right next to. Because that seems like something his strategy would like to do.
Just trying to beef up his army right now, getting 2 warrens of squirrels onto the field right now. Meantime, trying to scout out, see what Blowdeer is doing. Blowdeer doing the same thing. He also has a warren of toads at the ready as well. But I mean, right now, I think what we've been seeing so far is that Squirrel Lizard have been handling Toads for a pretty good amount of time. Like, the Toads have not been able to get great explosions off in this situation. At least from what we've seen before.
Yeah, Toads do well against just Squirrel or just Lizard, but not both.
But right now, Bloateer gonna go straight into Falcons, while Shinu goes straight to Ferrets. So both of them on a pretty equal timing here. Something they probably practice with each other a lot. Although Bloateer with the Falcons could be pretty useful, I think. Although Shinu does have pigeons to complement his ferrets, so both sides just working pretty well with each other right now. Shinu will be the first to grab his expansion. Bloateer hasn't thought about grabbing it quite yet. He's waiting for his Falcon to be supplied, which is unfortunately supply blocked for a little bit.
Are they gonna miss each other?
Oh, 2 ships passing in the night. 2 ships passing in the night. Here we go. Bloateer tracking for the north side. No, Shinu runs back. He realizes something's happening behind him. But Bloateer takes a few pecks at that mill. The Toads are also coming out into play right now, and they go into the Squirrels. The Squirrels are gone from Shinu, and then the Lizards trying to do as much damage as they can. They take out the Falcons in the back line, but the Lizards take care of everything else. And now Bloateer gonna go after this lone ferret caught out in the open by itself. Shinu tries to get it to run away, but Bloateer, he's taking too many units away from Shinu for him to do anything here. Now his units are starting to reinforce, and Shinu is looking to be a little bit scared. He only has 4 tier 1 units on the field, 1 fair in the backline, trying to peck away. The Toads, now they get their explosion damage now again, and they do so much damage against Shinu's units. Oh, Bloateer, what a great attack.
Puts him so far ahead.
What happened was Shinu tried to attack from the south side with his Squirrels, but they got stuck in the water and couldn't move fast enough, and they just became easy prey for the Toads. And right after that, even though Shinu got his Lizards to the backline to destroy the Ferrets, the Falcons...
Bloateer's not going to give Shinu a chance to catch his breath and he's attacking again.
No, he's not. He is still going to press on the attack. They're just now swarming all over Shinu's base right now, taking out farm after farm. That's it. Shinu taps out and calls the GG. Bloateer will take game number 1. That was a nice chain of events there for Bloateer. And unfortunately for Shinu, he's going to lose out that first one. At the very least, Bloateer is going to be forced to use his artillery deck, which is very map dependent. So Shinu can see if he can work that against him. Here we go. It's going to be game number 2 now. Shinu has the Chameleons and Skunk deck in his arsenal this time. He'll probably look for faster tier 2 timing.
Strange map for Bloateer.
This is a very odd map for Bloateer. Taking a quick look around, his base is at a very funky spot. That is.
He has a sort of natural, but other than that, it's all like blocked off from him.
Right? It's.
You can get to it. It's just.
It's gonna be a while for him to get to it.
However, I think this has the potential to be a great artillery map.
If he can get his artillery in the middle of the map.
Yeah, like that. Like just.
There's that nice little line of high ground there in that middle, above that middle mill. I think that's a good place to put artillery.
It isn't quite enough to secure you the majority of the map, but it is. Like it's valuable enough of a location. Because it'll secure you. That artillery there would secure you the next mill, which you can then use to use an artillery to secure the next, and so on.
Like what Shinu is doing right now, putting his units on the far side of his territory there, making sure he gets his reinforcements fast. He wants to attack really quickly into Bloateer before he gets anything up in time.
This does mean, however, if Bloateer is able to win an engagement, he won't have the pig support to fire back at the horns. Will be they're very exposed by doing this.
Bloateer, be very careful. The mine is right there. He luckily just runs away before the mining explosion goes up, and now he brings all 3 of his lizards. There it is. The explosion is successful. Oh, one singular mine could probably change the course of this entire game. Now
he's placed another one. He's just slowly creeping up with mines.
There's a line of mines right now. Although they're not up quite yet, so the lizard can actually do a lot of damage to the wall. Oh, that one exploded. That one built just in time when the lizards got approached there and then they blew up. Oh, that was a perfect moment for mines.
It's very hard to be aggressive with squirrels, but I think we're seeing it.
I mean, this is a good map for that. You can just pressure him out with the mines. And right now, Bloater is stuck. He does not want to attack too far forward because of the threat of the mines. And just even if they're not there, there's that sense that they might be there. So he's trying to get his lizards there in time in the front line. Now he's just starting to do some damage. He's starting to do a lot of damage to the squirrels, and the squirrel army is demolished from that hill.
He can
Shinu
attack
will
now
have
if
back
he's
out.
aware of it.
Oh, here it comes. Here comes the lizards. Will Shinu be able to defend in time? The lizards are now making their way up to the Warrens here. Takes out one of the Warrens, takes out the squirrels as well, and they're trying to chop down Warren after Warren as quickly as possible. The pigeons are taking most of the blows right now for Shinu, but another Warren has disappeared. Bloater will back off for the time being.
Back for another. He attacks again very soon. He should be in good shape.
Bloater just increasing his lizard count right now. He knows Shinu cannot build fast enough against this.
He should be attacking now.
Here we go once again. Bloater bringing his lizard to the fray. Shinu luckily did have a mine there, so it does chunk out a good number of the lizards. Once again, Shinu just trying to reinforce his hill with even more mines. In the meantime, Bloater just trying to scout things out, trying to make sure he knows a good place for his lizard to attack. There they go! The mine explodes! Takes out half the lizards right there! And now the squirrels from the logo are shooting upwards into the lizard, and once again, Bloater has to back off. He loses all his lizards in the process, however. Now Shinu once again approaches this area with the mines. Bloater just trying to make sure he doesn't lose too much here. But then again, the mines, he's not very mindful of where they are yet. He is going to lose a Warren for that. And now Shinu, his tier 1 number equal to Bloater's tier 1 numbers, but Shinu has the ever-presence of the mines there to pressure Bloater out of this corner. Bloater has to be very careful here. He's trying his best, but once again, the mine explosions! They're just too much for him! And now all of his lizards are gone! The squirrels are taking out Warrens one by one! And Bloater just sits and watch as the carnage happens all around him. That's game.
This is a great reading of the map.
Shinu just taking advantage of the map to the full effect. He almost lost there, though. Let's keep that in mind, but he almost lost. If only Bloater kept attacking, maybe he would have won that one.
It was very close.
That was... Both sides had scary moments here completely. And now the score is tied up 1-1 right now. Very exciting series indeed. And now both sides are going to be used their decks here. Shinu has to use the deck from the first game. Bloater using the deck from the second game. And the Shinu deck is the poking deck with the snakes and ferrets. Now Bloater has to remember he has to use the artillery deck, so there it is. Mines, artillery, here we go. This time Shinu won't have the mines available. He does not have AoE this time to deal with lizards. Although, again, by that note, well, Bloater has the mines of his own now, so he could possibly pressure him out. Let's find out. Shinu to the north of the map, Bloater to the south of the map. This is game number 3, folks. The winner will move on to the top 3, while the loser will unfortunately have to take the copper trophy of 4th place. The commemorative prize. Well, you know that feeling, you know, you play Mario Kart and you get 4th place, you get like blown up as a reward. I mean, who wants that?
I mean,
no.
If you play Mario Kart, you either get first or last. There's no.
I mean,
that's
at least if you get last place, you don't get blown up in the award ceremony.
Sorry, you get first or temporarily first.
In any case, both sides going for the 7 farm, 8 farm timings, taking this one a little bit slowly here. And now, I feel like Bloater can play against Shinu the same way that Shinu played against him that last game. This is a nice narrow map in between both of them.
Well, it's not as restrictive because
yeah, it's not as
the water as this is what water looks like a barrier, but it's like there are plenty of times when you should treat it as not.
Just tread your units through the water to make it across. But I mean, again, there is some spaces that Bloater can take advantage of with his use of mines. And Shinu gonna go with the squirrels first, Bloater with the lizards first again. And right now, both sides just building up their armies right now. So what do you think the play here is from either side?
Well, imagine Bloodier will be massing Lizard and then attacking. But Shinu,
again,
I'm not sure about what Shinu's going to be doing.
I mean, he can't really. I mean, he could try to utilize barbed wire to some effect, but if Bloodier gets mass lizards, the barbed wire is basically a non-factor. All right, so
Yeah,
this time Bloodier's gonna go for a combination of a lizard and squirrels this time. So something a little bit more balanced for his composition. Time both sides just trying to scout things out. Now, talking about late game potential here, Bloodier has a lot of picks of different mills that he can go for. He has like 3 different mill choices, a possible 4th one if he wants to take the far high ground one to the left of the map. While Shinu just has that one expansion, he's actually going to take it right now.
The question for late game is, will Snakes be enough to overcome artillery? Or will they even bother with those units and just stick with the tier 1s?
I mean, Bloodier already is technically into ferret, so there is a good chance he could get into artillery if he has the map control.
Given the way the map is, ferrets are a great choice, because I think he can definitely hit the mill just from a high ground, if he can secure that.
And Bloodier also has the pigeons to grant him vision. He's going to also be grabbing his first expansion as well. There it is, grabbing it for himself. In the meantime, Shinu putting down the barbed wire in front of his own base, just in case that Bloodier tries to go for an attack. Try to use the barbed wire to slow them down just a little bit before he gets killed. He's putting barbed wire on a lot of different at the second choke point as well.
Both players are going for ferrets.
Yep, just trying to poke away at each other. Although once
Shinu's
again, they're
trying to
just
attack.
oh my gosh, they're both trying to attack each other. But
Bloodier really needs to start attacking.
he needs to get back to his base right now. He's not.
So he needs to keep attacking and force Shinu to come to him, because he's attacking a farming base.
Well, right now, Shinu is going to meet up with Bloadier's lizard army, and the lizards are actually wrecking all the squirrels right now. But there are enough army numbers from Shinu to do some damage. But now the squirrels are coming in from behind. Shinu does take out that mill, but he is going to lose almost all of his units in the process.
There's the ferret. Is the ferret going to get
Ferret!
out?
No! Okay, it doesn't run away in time. Oh, so close. Just one more hit. So, both sides taking some big hits to their economy, just a little bit, to their army count. Although Bloadier's still ahead, he has a larger larger army value. So he's going to try to use that to leverage some advantage here in the middle. Although his ferret gets shot out in the middle of the battle here. So he's going to have to back off for the time being. Shinu's ferrets are holding on and defending with their lives right now. So both sides. I mean, Shinu lost 2 farms in that last engagement too, previously before Bloodier pulled his units back down.
He's placed another one.
So right now, both sides just pecking away at each other in this game 3. This is a cider game. In the meantime, Bloodier looks like he's going to mass up his army once again. He has the pigeons there to provide some vision for the ferrets. And then the ferrets will be the first to fire. Both sides just trying to poke away at each other with these ferrets here. This very small land bridge that they're going to call their battlefield. Oh! Although Shinu backs off and... oh, the ferrets. He's not going to press on forward, actually. So it looks like Shinu is not valuing that mill anymore as it's almost farmed out.
But Bloodier's not going to... he's afraid of an attack elsewhere. Backs off.
Yep. For the time being, he's going to try to scout around. He sees the expansion that Shinu built up there. And right now, we are going to be...
It'd be very tricky to attack this expand by Shinu, just because of the way the water is.
This is probably a good opportunity for Bloater to just try to start thinking about getting artillery up.
Yeah.
Right now, Shinu is massing up tier 1 units like crazy. Currently, Bloater trying to get his ferrets to kill off this as much as he can right now. Trying to get the ferrets to do some damage here. Although their target's a little bit scattered, so Shinu is able to salvage one of them. In the meantime, Shinu trying to attack from the south side. Has to be very careful here. Bloater left his units out here all alone. Now they're going to try to target the mill as quickly as possible. Bloater moves his units to the side. He's trying to get the mill taking done himself. But he's too far away for it to be a little bit effective, so he does just use it to get away safely.
But he's miltanking.
Miltank for only a brief minute to get away. Did not want to stay in that engagement. I mean, this is, again, definitely the time to start thinking about some sort of AoE thing. Right now, he's trying to put mines on the field, but it's a little bit too late. The lizards are already there, so he's going to be forced to sell them off, luckily, before he loses any money. Now, here we go. The lizards once again coming into the battlefield right there. The ferrets in the backline trying to do their best, and Shinu trying to scatter his ferrets around to get the targeting scatter, and it's actually working. Bloater loses all of his tier 1s. He only has 2 ferrets on the field right now. He's trying to back off away, but the both ferrets are down. Bloater has nothing to defend his base right now. And Shinu has the army advantage to keep pressing on forward. The pigeon doing its best to heal the pigs, but it's not enough. And Shinu once again going to get away here. He's going to just regroup and probably come back for another attack, but has done massive damage to Bloater's army. And Bloater is unfortunately supply blocked for a little while. And Shinu, he is prepared for another attack. He's going to have his units again on the water's edge. Going to farm up a bit more, and Bloater has to be very careful here.
Interestingly, Bloodier still has more farms.
Yeah.
I guess it's now you just placed it, but...
Meantime, Shinu trying to go for another attack once again with his lizard and squirrel combination. Although Lizard Shinu is trying to move the battlefield elsewhere now, and trying to scatter the targeting once again. Oh no! But he scattered them too far away, and now they got completely surrounded by Bloater's units, and now Shinu gonna be forced and chased away up north now. And this time it's Bloater who's gonna be the one attacking here. They're gonna use his lizards just to take out this mill. Force Shinu into a corner now. Now Shinu is in a very dangerous area now. He's gonna do his best to try to defend. Although Bloater does have superior numbers, he's trying to use the mill. He's trying to use the warrens to tank up as much damage as possible. But it's just not enough. The pigeons are healing them too fast for the lizards to do anything on Shinu's side, and Shinu has nothing left to defend. Literally, all the warrens are being taken out one by one. And now he has nothing left. All his units are orphaned now, and Shinu is going to go for a desperate play here, trying to get his units back on the field in time, trying to just block Bloater from doing anything. Bloater has done it. He's won. He's beaten Shinu 2-1, and will be moving on to the losers final.
It was very close, back and forth.
That was an amazing back and forth game. Yeah. Sadly, we didn't get to see the artillery, but man, Bloater played that very nicely, and he was able to recover very nicely too. Well, right now, Bloater will be moving on to the next round to face off against Chip. Let me get that bracket up for all of us to see here. Great game by Bloater, and he's looking to take down Chip himself. So, let me just make sure I get all the things set up here. Right there, here we go. The decks now shown on the screen, just waiting for them to come into the lobby. Alright, right now, here we go. Chip and Bloater fighting for losers finals here. Flatley, are you excited for this one?
Pretty much, yeah. It seems it'll be a good match. Both players are very new and both players very talented.
Like, extremely talented. He beat Shinu out. Shinu is a very talented person himself, but man, Bloater is showing the world what he can do right now with this composition. I'm just waiting for Chip to get ready up very soon. But let's talk about their decks. They, again, as we said before, they faced each other. This is a salty runback for Bloater right now, as he faced him earlier today in the winter semifinals. And now Bloodier, he is very well aware of Chip's ability to mass up tier 1s, so he needs to choose his decks wisely.
It's Mass Toads. This was the game.
I'm going to put that down as one of the best matches played, along with the Breepos vs Shinu one with the mill tanking. Like, those were some of the 2 best battles I've seen here today. Just because of how ridiculous it got for that one. Alright, well, here we go. Bloodier is not playing Quartermaster. Bloodier is actually playing Archimedes. I should change that right away. Yellow. Alright, here we go. Game number 1 of the Losers Finals. Bloodier versus Chip from Space. The rematch of the tournament. Here we go. To the north side, we have Chip. To the slightly less north side, we have Bloodier. They're very close to each other.
But Bloodier
Andy!
has a safe expand. Bloodier has a safe expand. Chip has the high ground. So
Bloodier, I have the high ground. You cannot attack me. Oh my gosh. This is...
if it goes to expand past first base, the maps might start to seem a little bit lopsided, but right now it seems fine.
This is... Andy, I thought you fixed map generation. What is this? Oh my gosh. Well, at the very least, Bloodier does get to have some flying vision to help him out if he ever wants to think about attacking upwards, which I don't think he's going to want to do. Oh. To note, this is not Chip's lizard deck that he used last time to win against Bloodier. This is the other deck with the skunk and wolf, which we never really got to see him play that much. So let's see if they'll finally get to be in play for this game. Bloodier gonna get his lizards up as Chip gets his own squirrels up, both of them at the 8 farm timing. So again, both sides gonna be playing this one very slowly. Alright, so what do you think about Chip's position, really? Like, is this a good position for him to be in with another super high ground with some space to put down structures?
He can leverage the high ground into, I think, an expand. I think it's possible for him to get that one that's most outer by chaining balloons or using ferrets to stop any attacks. Because if you place the balloon where it's blocked, it's hard to attack it because you can't really surround it.
Now, how are squirrels against lizards if the squirrels have the high ground advantage like this?
Squirrels should be having should be able to win quite easily.
Right.
If it gets to the high numbers we're used to, the high ground is very big.
It wouldn't be a Chip game without Toads. But right now, Chip kills off the commander, so he feels like he can push on and forward. One lizard's going to be taken out from this little skirmish there, so once again, delaying the timing. That is a very loud airplane overhead me right now. I don't know if people can hear it. It's either an airport or the rain is really heavy outside, and I haven't checked at all.
They both expand very much faster than we expected.
Oh yeah, they did. I mean, Bloodier takes the one in front of his base instead of the one behind him, but Chip takes the one that we expected him to take, but he doesn't have structures to defend it quite yet. He does have his units on the low ground though, so not something that Bloodier can really easily attack into. And the nice thing about it is that if Bloodier ever decides to attack this expansion, Chip can just get his units from the high ground to attack below. So things a little bit.
You can also run all the way around the back of the map and attack.
That's true.
You don't have to just cross the bridge.
I mean, he's using squirrels and toads, so they're not really the fastest units on the field. He's gonna finally brand the skunk and ferret at the same time. So the skunk gonna come out first, and this is gonna be some good, nice control if you can get the gas on the field. Right now, Bloodier is ahead currently in farm count, so he is gonna get a slightly bigger economy for himself. Meantime, just slowly waiting for each other to make the first move here. Chip now going to feel safe enough to get that first farm down in its expansion. And the skunk is online right now. It's on the field. and surrounded by a contingent of lizards and toads who have nicely made a box formation, which I've never expected the toads to do. Alright, right now we're going to have a little bit of a poke section with the ferrets right now. Chip has to be a little bit careful. He does not want to lose his skunks early on because they are very important in staving off the lizard and toad aggression from Bloater's deck. And right now, looks like they're going to have a bit of footsie matches here. Just ferrets poking away at each other. Although, I mean, that ferret can just easily pressure the mill. It's in range where it can do that. Both sides just trying to gear up their farms right now, although Bloater is having a harder time getting more farms in the field just because of how close Chip's ferrets are to it. He can't get his own units any closer for fear of attack from above. He is going to try to move his ferrets up to the north side of the map, try to pressure them there.
We've hit this 5-minute mark.
Alright, one of the ferrets is gone. Bloater on 6 farms, Chip on 8 still.
He's conceding match to the ferret.
Chip is just going to back off for the time being, like, I don't want to lose my units right now. This is a dumb way for Fitz to lose units too. Although, Bloater, okay, he's starting to move his army right now, although trying to get them into formation, trying to move them around into the right position, and now he's going to try to make his way across. Oh, the skunk, a little bit too close to the ferret fire, going to be taking a lot of damage from that. Doesn't even get the gas down either. In the meantime,
Gets the balloon down.
Yeah, he tried to build a balloon, but it wasn't fast enough. And now, here we go. Battle to each other, toads on toads! Here we go, the explosions are going off on both sides, and the toads are gone from the game, and now Chip trying to get the gas on the field, and it looks like he is able to hold his defense here from Bloater's attack.
Yeah.
Bloater loses his
Bloater's
army.
gonna just tech into Falcons and then be able to win this if
Alright,
Chip
here we go,
doesn't get a
once
wolf
again.
or something big.
Tracing away the Falcons with a giant squirrel count, though. He's gotta be a little bit careful. And now he's gonna be pressuring him with the arms once again on the ferrets. Skunk gas is also down on the ground, so it's a little bit harder for it to attack. That lizard just melted immediately in the gas. So that skunk is really important in this match, although they have to be very careful. He's just going to use the ferret to poke away at that mill. Now here we go, attacks are coming from both sides. Now the squirrels trying to man up and form the front line here, and the skunks laying down a line of gas here, preventing Bloater from moving on forward here. He does have the Falcons to fly over it, but Chip has the numbers. And Bloater can't get across the bridge. There's too much gas for units to walk across. He loses everything there. He loses the expansion as well. And Chip wins out. And he can actually press on forward. Bloater doesn't have any units on the field. He only has 2 toads. Chip gonna solve some things right now, trying to get the things he needs to reinforce. Now, is he gonna march on in? He's gonna march on in first with the ferrets, trying to poke his way at the warrens to get the warren out before the ferret. Oh, he sells off one of the falcon warrens. Doesn't get the double falcons instead. He has to wait for a little bit while longer here, as the ferrets are now poking away at the warrens here. He's going to try to get the lizards here, but again, he has to be very careful. The presence of toad and skunk here could prove too much for the lizards.
He's still starving because he hasn't placed that farm yet. It's just huge.
15 seconds left. Bloater needs something. He needs to just get that farm down on the ground.
He needs to sell something very fast.
He can't get the farm built.
He needs to sell something.
He can't get anything built. That's game. Oh, so Bloater just accidentally supply blocked himself without realizing it? Oh.
He had the farm queued, but no way of making food, and he was stuck at 44 food.
He couldn't build, the farm couldn't even build because he was still queuing up. Oh, Chip has managed to take a game. Looks like he's going to be playing Quartermaster this time. Alright. Make things a little tougher for my overlay, will ya? Here we go, it's going to be game number 2, Bloater versus Chip from space, and now it's going to be Chip's magical use of masked lizards and toads. I'm going to switch things around now, thanks Chip. Had to change your characters. Yellow, green. Alright, here we go. Now things are okay. Now things are normal. Here we go. Bloater versus Chip from space, guys. And once again, this time they're not that close to each other.
The decks are very similar.
Oh yeah, Bloater gonna be sticking with the same deck he used in the last game. And Chip has a nice deck here as well. He won't have. It's gonna be just lizards and toads versus each other, falcons and ferrets versus each other. The question is, the fox could be an interesting thing here.
If it turns into the ferret poking, it'll be very good.
Oh yeah. So Chip might have has a slight draft advantage, although Bloodier does have the balloon to zone out if needed.
I'm not sure I'd say it's a draft advantage, because if Bloodier goes for a different style off of the wolf, he should. I think with the wolf, he should be able to run just about anything Chip does, unless it's mass toad. Even then, the falcons are pretty good.
In the meantime, Chip gonna get his lizards down first, as Bloodier just got his up and now building its first unit. So we have to take a quick look at the map here. This is a very interesting map again. Both sides just literally like one line across each other. They're like only offset by one row if you take a look at where they are placed. So they can just like say hi to each other, just walk along this high ground here to just meet each other. As for mill options, lots of mill options for both sides, I think. Both of them having safe expansions. And now both sides just getting their unit count up. Lizard versus lizard frenzy. So what's going to be the determining factor in lizard versus lizard fights?
In lizard versus lizard, they're going to end very close, just depending on how the numbers are. It's really what the other units are. Because lizards are tankier than squirrels, and they're not as likely to focus fire, so the first hit isn't as important.
Right now, Blowdeer gonna start building into his toads, as Chip also starts to build into his toads. It's like a mirror match here, Akuma versus Akuma. And now both of them just staring down each other on this middle ground here. There's like a line separating their territories from each other if you haven't noticed, which is quite hilarious. It's like the détente line. Like, you do not cross this line or else you will start a war. Although Shinu has his units closer to that line. He likes to put his units up there. And there we go, Shinu trying to go for the attack here. But they're targeting the mills! So the Chip's lizards are actually going to be able to chip away at two of Blowdeer's lizards. So Blowdeer, fortunately gonna lose a few lizards here and there. Did I say Shinu before? I'm sorry about that. This is...
with such a tight-knit lane of attack, toads would be very good.
Both sides realizing this, getting their toad counts up as quickly as possible. Although, I mean, Bloodier is instigating a lot of attacks right now, so... Chip will probably have an easier time defending. Both sides also getting their expansion done right now, though Chip does get his first, and will have his first farm up, too.
But Chip countering the counter is starting to build falcons, which...
Change the scoreboard because they changed positions. Damn it, Chip. Why did you have to change commanders? Alright, so the territory line is very interesting.
Bloodier is going for ferrets, which I think has more potential than falcons to be powerful at this point, just because it forces a fight. And
although, if Chip can get both his ferrets up also, he can use the falcons to actually use the ferrets to poke away at that expansion, I think. There's a nice little high ground here that can't be reached from the low ground, so Chip can use that to poke at that expansion. Although, if he's going to do that, he might have to do it... Oh, he is going to get that ferret up, so there it is. Ferrets are coming up, but it looks like we're going to have a battle first, though. Both sides just, like, lighting up on this barrier between the both of them. As the ferret, it will be firing upon this warren right now. It looks like it will be taking it for free.
Those warrens are gone until he can get his ferrets of his own.
Now, Chip doesn't really want to sell it off. I think he'd rather keep orphan units than rather lose units and have to rebuild them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a question of losing 60 food or losing 60 army value.
Right now, he's just trying to make his way in, trying to pressure those ferrets, but Bloodier does move him back away from the army side. This is a very tense battle here right now. Both sides just waiting for the other to make the first wrong move. Chip pressuring.
Bloodier is going into wolf.
Alright, so Bloodier trying to punch through this little wall they created between themselves. But that ferret's going to come out on the field right here. Chip trying to get him onto the high ground. And Glodier doesn't have his Falcons up yet. Well, he has one Falcon, but right now both sides just poking away at each other. This is the ferret versus ferret battle we've all knew was going to happen. But yes, he's starting to poke away. He takes out one of the farms. So there it is. That
This
vision
wolf
was
is gonna
just...
take a very. It'll come out very slowly because it has all of the other units have to finish first before it gets enough food.
It's also supply blocked for a while too. The Falcons are actually going to take away the timing. Building that many Falcons is actually hurting the wolf's tempo. And this
Ship should be built. Ship had time to get a fox out.
All right. Well, he doesn't know that the wolf is building. He doesn't know that there's a supply block situation on Blodier's side, so he is somewhat okay here. Right now, the Falcons from Blodier, they are 4 in numbers. They're going to push away Chips. Chip luckily doesn't lose anything much.
Oh, he's attacking now before the wolf is out.
All right, here we go. The Toads trying to get their explosions down quick enough, but Chip retreats far enough before the Toads can do anything. Blodier once again attacking here. Here we go. The Toad explosions going off on both sides. Numbers are dropping here for lizard counts as the Falcons are now moving their way in. Both sides, 4 Falcons. But Blodier, he's still supply blocked. He cannot get his wolf out. He fought too early.
I would have waited and sold a Falcon Warren or a Lizard Warren.
And now once again, Chip still has his ferrets up, and now he's just going to keep pressuring Blodier. Blodier is trying to go for a very awkward attack here, but he's losing too many units now. Chip has the numbers advantage here. He's mowing down Blodier's units here. And now he's finally had the room to march his way down the alleyway. He's going to be taking out this expansion all on his own. The lizards in the backline trying to do something, trying to defend, but it's too late. Blodier is starving now. That's game. What a game for Chip. Blodier just got too impatient there, it looks like.
Yeah, he didn't want the ferrets to be able to kill off the mill, but what he should have done is sold a Falcon Warren as soon as he saw the wolf was supply blocked.
Oh my, what a match. Chip is going to make his way back to the grand finals to face off against Post. Oh my gosh, this kid, man, I remember he was like one of the people that Andy directly gave the keys to, because he was like, he asked him like, what would you do if you got this key? And Chip said, I would play this every day, every chance I get. He got the key, and now those results are showing right here, right now.
Fortunately, I don't think that answer will work anymore because of what you just said. But
well, Chip, he is definitely making a name for himself here right now, taking out so many strong people right now. And now he is in grand finals facing off against Post. And just get the title cards up and ready to go. Change up this deck here so we can see Post on the way to get ready very soon. Trying to see who pinged me. Someone pinged me, but I'm not really sure who. In any case,
it was nothing.
All right. Well, are you ready? Are you ready for grand finals? This is for all the potatoes in Potato Land. This is for everything and everything we stand for here.
2 out of 3.
It's gonna be a best of 3 here, but Chip has to win twice. The reset. Here we go. Post versus Chip from Space. Like I said, man, I knew Chip from Space would make it far.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you were also saying that about every player.
I mean, Chip. I mean, look, I've seen Chip play a lot. I know he's great. I know he's good.
Yeah.
Right now, Post is standing in his way from victory. All right. Any thoughts about this upcoming match as we were waiting for them to get ready?
Was Post the one who knocked Chip down?
Yes, it was in the winners finals, 2-0. So
Okay.
Chip has some information to work with. He knows how Post is going to play his decks, so hopefully he'll be able to take that knowledge in. Post, on the other hand, has been watching Chip play, so he knows very well what Chip is capable of. And the thing that we've noticed that Chip has been unable to deal with so far is the Owl. he has not been able to really find the answer for the owl quite yet. Whenever Breepost played it.
If he's lucky and guesses a wolf here, I mean, I guess he's gonna have to beat.
Thinking about what deck he wants to use right now. He is gonna go for the skunk. The skunk deck. I think it's skunk wolf. Yes, it is. The AOE coverage deck. Both sides with the skunk power. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the grand finals of the January campaign double deck tournament. Breepost in the blue from the winner's side, and from the loser's side, Chip from space in the green to the north. Let's get going, guys. This is going to be the match of the week. And right now, both sides. So, you're looking at the decks right now, and you're seeing a lot of AoE coverage here for both sides. What's going to be the strong point of either deck?
Where they differ is where I look first. Breepost has Lizard, so he has a chance to attack early that Chip does not. And Breepost also has Owl, which Chip does not, so that also, like, super late game, Breepost has an advantage if he keeps the AoE up. But Chip, I think, has the ability to control the mid game with the ferret, skunk, or the ferret and wolf if he uses those correctly. Whereas Owl is good at any time. I feel like it will start to really become a problem late game when you get two of them out or something ridiculous.
Breepost is waiting. Okay, so he's just waiting for some more food to put down the double warrens. There it is. Popping it down right now. Chip also going to put a second warren down as well on the high ground. So both sides just gearing up their army for some initial skirmishes if need be. Now, if we're going to talk about taking advantage of the mid game, I want to talk about that mill in the middle of the map here on the high ground. That is a very key mill here for this map. Just this high ground in general is important.
I have trouble seeing Breepost be able to secure that. Just from the openings to where you come in with your units to reinforce it, and also Chip having a ferret that close makes it. I don't think Breepost will be buying that mill soon, or keeping it for long.
Right now, Chip from space building up a squirrel army here for himself. Breepost diversifying into both lizards and squirrels here for himself. Right now, just waiting for a good opportunity to initiate an attack. And both sides are playing this one very patiently. Chip from space, he is going to be grabbing his first Toad Warren though on the field. And Breepost, ooh! That sneaky Owl Warren in the back.
You should expand so it doesn't look that odd.
I know, right? But he's waiting. Oh, if Chip reads this one, he can actually storm. He needs to storm on in right now. If he can get a read on the number of units that Breepost has. But Breepost, he's keeping his units up in the front line, trying to prevent Chip from actually scouting the back of his map, and Chip will have to go away. So Breepost will have the time to build that Owl Warren. It's almost done. Just a few more seconds before the unit can set up.
Chip is expanding.
Oh, Chip. He has to be very careful. Luckily, he has high ground. So if they ever attack from below, he can always try to leverage that high ground to attack on forward. Oh, Breepost trying to expand, trying to trick Chip, but Chip nowhere in the area to really scout that quite yet. And now the Owl Mill is done. The Owl is building. Will Chip be able to find this one out? He's looking around here, looking for anything tricky that Breepost is doing, but he's not. It's not there. The Owl is too far away for him to look at.
He even has a balloon up, so that's.
Oh, he sells off the balloon. Gonna put down some more units on the field right there. Just to beef up his giant army here. And Breepost. Oh, he's gonna try to play this 1-1. Chip is gonna be the first one to attack.
Now.
He's not trying to. He's trying to move his units forward. Just trying to get some map advantage here. Just be a little bit careful though, because that owl is now finished building, and it is online and ready to go. Chip does not know he's attacking too quiet. Now he knows! The owl's in full view! And Chip throws away all of his toads and runs away quickly as the mice are now chasing after his squirrels. doing his best to run away from the mice pressure here. The ferret is also online now, though. So both sides taking scraps and pieces of each other, although Post is now pulling on ahead in terms of army value just because of that owl there. He's also building up a massive squirrel army. And right now, here he goes once again. The mice just pushing Chip away from the backside, and they're just digging into the squirrel line, what piece by piece. And the massive squirrel numbers are just taking away everything else. Chip salvages his ferrets though, but he's trying to do his best to get them away from the front lines. He's trying to get them away.
The owl pops.
The owl pops. There's so many mice in the field. He doesn't have the control. He has nothing to stop the mice. That's game. Post with an early sneaky owl will take the match against Chip. What a game. That was a good map for a sneaky owl. There's a perfect position to put that warren into. And unfortunately, Chip decided to go ferret instead of skunk. So maybe if he had skunk, it could probably help control the mice a little bit.
Skunk, or if he, instead of expanding, went for wolf.
But he didn't read that. He thought that Post was playing a standard game.
Yeah, you have to read it, which is very tricky.
Yeah, I mean, that map especially helped Post so much there. So Chip gonna have to take a loss in this one, and Post is now one game away from claiming victory, claiming the championship of this tournament. And Chip, he needs to fight back. He needs to win this next game, at least to make it even, and to throw Post off. At the very least, he won't have his owl this time. So Chip doesn't have to worry about it here.
He has the advantage of knowing exactly what deck he's playing against.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna go with his other deck this time, going for the Fox and Ferret deck. So this is pretty much almost a mirror match in a way. I guess, no, not really. I shouldn't say that. 3 of the units are the same, the other 3 are not. 4 of the units are the same. I can't count anymore, help me. You take
It's
it.
fun. It's surprising how frequently the decks have been so similar, but that's also just a math fact of the statistics. If you choose completely randomly, I feel like they would be very similar, given the stipulations.
Look at this. There's no secret area that Chip has this time. Post was able to scout it out. So that one block of passage in the backside. I'm not sure if you can use it for anything, but that's something to think about.
Post doesn't have falcons to be able to harass that. Like, that's the only unit that can really threaten that base right now.
I mean, Chip does, his composition does allow him to get that range advantage with the Falcon, Ferret, and Fox if he ever gets them out.
Yeah.
Now the question is, will he be able to handle the Lizard-Squirrel combination that Post will be putting out?
I think Chip is, if it cuts to a second base, Chip will not have a safe one. Because the island base is, there's no way for you to really defend that. And
there's no real room for you to build either. It's just all over the water.
Chip's almost out of warrants he can place. He has maybe 2 more.
Yep, he's going to be forced to expand right now, trying to find a good place. It's not the end of the world. He does have a lot of food going his way, so it's a pretty standard time to actually go for an expansion, really. And also means he won't be in danger of starving, but it does mean he has to defend this one hard.
It is unusual for the players for Chip to be expanding this soon, however. I don't think it's his comfort zone.
I mean, he does have some things to defend. He's going to try to build his warrens up far forward there. He's trying to defend as quickly as possible. He already gathered his lizards here for reinforcement as well. His lizards are fast little units there, so they're pretty fast to reinforce.
He's going for a sneaky tier 3 again.
Repost. And try to take advantage of this. Although, against a massive lizard army, let's see how it goes. He's going to have to make sure that Chip doesn't have the lizard army to chase away the fox. But yeah, that fox is going to be a danger to Chip, and he has to be very aware this time. You need to like know how many units that Repost is currently building. But that requires some godly scouting ability. Although, no, he can't get from the back either. It's blocked off. So yeah.
You almost have to. Like the only solution is to be proactive yourself and place a fox of your own. But he expanded, so it's not really possible.
Right now, Repost can get his first expansion there. Very nice, easy expansion.
If he gets ferrets or falcons, he can start poking. Which.
He's not building into.
But both of those units are bad against fox.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Chip is doing the wrong thing. I mean, he's building a giant tier 1 army. He's building a lot of toads, which are expendable units anyways. So if he can use that to block fox shots, that's actually a pretty nice thing to have. The only thing is he still needs to deal with the tier 1 army that Repost is currently building up. So he needs to maneuver around them very well. Yeah, he tries to sneak in the back, but there's no room there. And the fox is now online, popped open to say hello to the world. Time to rest down some varmint. There he goes. Reposting the fox.
Oh, is he?
Taking the wave. Oh, he's trying to go for it.
That may not have been the best place to sneak it through.
Oh, he's trying to take the farms, but he approached in the wrong direction. So this is the nice thing about Chip's position. And now he's going to put up the structures now, so the fox can't attack into it. So the one downside of fox is that it can't do anything in its defensive structures. And right now, here we go, trying to snipe some pigs. It's not close enough. There's too many units to target!
If it had to target defensive structures, then it wouldn't have been able to do any damage economically. So, like, that disadvantage is also an advantage.
So I know the best that Repost can do is just chip away with his fox, but the fox cannot do any terrible damage quite yet. Chip is going to start to get the ferret now. The ferret is in the middle of the field, but is surrounded by units, so no way for the fox to target it yet. And that machine gun nest is making sure that he can't approach. Repost is forced to get his army up forward here. Here we go. We could have an engagement on our hands right now. The machine gun is making its way forward as the lizard army approaching first. Trying to get the distraction of targeting. There it is! The fox is down for the toad explosion! And now Repost is losing too many units to the explosions now! The ferrets are poking in from the backside, and the lizards are cleaning up the rest! Repost has lost everything!
But he has high ground.
That's something. He lost all his farms at first base. Oh,
he's still on farms.
He has plenty of farm, but he's like super supply blocked now. He is not going to get that fox up anytime soon. Chip can now sit back and relax. He can try to tech up. He's going to go for some more structures, it looks like. Just getting some more units on the field, trying to get his units back and reinforced. He's going to use his ferrets to now poke away at Repost. And that fox got sold off. It became dead weight for Repost, and he wasn't able to accomplish much with it. Now,
I feel like it got its value in shots. Or close to. The trouble is just the time investment.
Right now, Repost, he's going to build a ton of squirrels. Look at that army. He's building up to 30 squirrels right now. And that just outnumbers anything that Chip has. Although he has to wait for the squirrels to start building. But again, if the lizard can distract, are tanky enough, they can actually distract the squirrel targeting and allow the toads to get in some good explosions like last time. And there are not that many lizards that Repost has to really defend against toads. So Repost has to play this one real smart.
Repost is out of.
He's trying to go for it. He's trying to go for it right now. The lizard army is going to be slowly crushed in bits and pieces, but the squirrel army is now pressuring its way on forward. But the toad army is sneaking its way through. It has some explosions poking its way through to the squirrel army, but it's not quite enough yet. So the squirrel army is still strong in numbers, trying to chip away at Chip's units here. Chip has to be very careful. He doesn't have that many units to defend at the moment. His units are now reinforced, and the explosions do go off here. But he's losing too many warrens right now as Repost is slowly marching down his way with a giant ball of squirrels here. But the toads, they're actually getting their damage in right now, and Repost is losing his squirrels! Chip managed to hold!
A surprising amount of damage.
Oh, Repost has to be very careful now, as he still has more farm than Chip, so that's a good thing. He was able to snipe a farm there a little bit earlier, but now there's lizards slowly make their way forward. The ferrets also trying to get some shots in on the squirrels, and Repost trying to do his best. He sold off all of his lizards right there to get some extra in cash, some extra cash flow here for himself. But right now, the Lizard Reinforcements are coming in from the backside, trying to chip away at Breepost. Breepost still continuing on for his Squirrel army is again growing in numbers. 16 Squirrels versus 3 Lizards and 2 Ferrets. The Ferrets trying to do their best to tank all these shots, trying to take as many as they can. The Squirrels doing their damage here. And they're still pressuring on forward. There's so many Squirrels coming in. And right now, Chip doing his best, trying to defend. This is tournament life on the line right now. Breepost is still pushing on forward with the Squirrels right now. There's just a steady stream of Squirrels making their way forward. And Chip, he might actually starve because of this. That mill is going to be taken down very quickly by Breepost, and Breepost is just pushing him into a corner right now.
There's no way out of there. Or he has to go.
There are too many Squirrels in this house. Oh, he hasn't killed off the mill quite yet. He just needs a few more pokes and he solves off the Ferrets, but for what? He has no farm. He is starving right now. He has 60 seconds to do something.
He's trapped up there.
It looks so good for Chip. It looked so good for him, but then Breepost just immediately sold everything and got a ton of Squirrels. And Chip did not have enough control against them. And now he's trying to slowly starve out Chip. Chip has about 40 food in the bank. I don't think there's much that he can do right now. He's gonna do his best. He's trying to go for a base race here.
I think the pigs are
he's giving up. He's giving up. Here you have it, folks. You're a champion here of the Double Deck tournament. Breepost slowly to be crowned king. Just about 15 more seconds until that happens. But what a game. Breepost going for 2 sneaky tier 3s. And then massing up with his farm count. Chip did his best, but it wasn't enough here. And there you have it. Your champion for the first January campaign tournament will be Breepost.
Great games. Well played by Breepost.
I think that foresight to just change his build completely into only Squirrels, that is some great foresight coming out from Breepost. Great adaptation from him. And he has proven himself as a worthy champion. As he will now be claimed the victor here. Let's see. Get him on the stream. Let me just add a roll to him. Just waiting for him to come online here. I'm also going to update this bracket here.
Oh, we can come here. Hello.
Hello, Breepost. How do you feel being the champion of the Double Deck tournament?
I feel really great actually, especially since Chip kept rolling over me the entire week.
Alright, so what was your thoughts going into this deck? Like, how did you decide what decks to bring into battle with you?
Sorry, I had a stream in double sound, so I didn't hear it.
I'm sorry. Hello. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
So, your decks. How did you think about bringing your decks into the battle here? Like, what were you thinking about when you built your decks up for this tournament?
So, since the bulk of your army is our Squirrel of Lizards, in like 89% of the game, 99%, I thought the units I would get in both decks would be both Lizards and Squirrels, so that I can adapt more. And then I found 2 builds that I was pretty happy about. Because every time at tier 3, so that I can cheese a bit or follow late games, and some defenses and stuff. So I was pretty happy with both my builds, and then I played the entire week and I saw the Lizard heavy meta, and my Fox speed actually didn't perform well at all against this kind of plays, so I wasn't so happy about that, but eventually it worked out.
Well, you went the whole tournament without losing one match, or one set, or one game of any set.
I feel like I was pretty lucky in some games. Like this last game, I was really behind, I guess. but yeah, the lizards went a long way. He missed micro in the last fight. Otherwise, I would have a hard time to get my third expansion.
Alright, what are your thoughts about this format in general? Now that it's your first time having this format, what do you think?
I really like it actually. I really like that you have to make some choices and you can't play the same thing in every game. So I really like the format, although yeah, maybe at the moment it's a bit too tier 1 heavy. So
I mean,
Do you think that's just is that because of the format or because of the current balance? One of the harder questions to answer.
I think it's probably more a question of balance than format. That yeah, I think especially in this format we should be seeing some awkward plays, stuff we never see, like the Minds play Shinu, which I thought excellent against Bloodier.
Alright, and this is your second tournament. The first tournament you've entered was the doubles tournament here.
Yes.
For this one, what do you think were your toughest opponents to face?
I think Shinu is a really good player, but his decks on this tournament didn't scare me all that much. Chip's deck, however, kind of scared me because in the long game, if he goes with his squirrel build, he has the fox, the wolf, which is really stronger than my fox, for example, or even than the owls. And his lizards play really scared me, so I was actually scared of Chip the most. It turned out to be right.
Yeah, you faced him twice, both in the winners finals and in grand finals. Luckily, you were able to get both wins, clean wins over him. So, congratulations once again, Post. And on behalf of Clash of Comrades, I hope that you will come to have more tournaments. For those watching, we still have more January campaign this entire month. Every single week is a different tournament. Next week is going to be the standard tournament. For all those who just got their keys, make sure you guys sign up and show what you can do. Most of these players that enter this tournament were all pretty much brand new, and they've just shown us some amazing stuff. So we want to see what kind of stuff that you guys can bring to the table and how you guys can challenge the veterans of this game. And once again, thank you very much, Post, for joining us here, and congratulations once again for taking the championship of the Double Deck tournament.
And thank you for casting.
And thank you very much.
And to
pleasure.
With me, Valently, as well. Thank you for joining me today. It was just us two for the time being, and it looks like, unfortunately, I won't be here for the next 2 weeks. So that will be handled by some other Clash of Comrades members. So give them the love that they need to. All right. Any last words, Valently?
No, just saw great plays from everyone today, and hope we continue to in the weeks to come.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow Clash of Comrades both on our Twitch channel and on Twitter at Clash of Comrades. You can also follow me in my shenanigans. I am at twitter.com/bestteammaker, twitch.com/bestteammaker. Go ahead and follow all of us here. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. We will see you guys next week.
Too close, he could be taken out. He first takes out the snake warrior, so no more snakes anymore, but all the scrolls are gone! Xeno's gone as well!
No more army, no more owls. He only has 3 scrolls.
Steamroller. So he has got the counter punch now. Let's see how this goes.
If he can get there goes it.
Oh, he took it out.
Classic Metal counter snipes it.
See them tearing now, they're getting nailed down here. They're even walking through the gas. It's too late. Deadbones has the superior numbers at this moment. He's gonna mow down Xeno's wards. GG! Deadbones is your champion for